Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to open with some trivia. We're gonna test Maryland Phil, aka the Velocithirster, aka the Thought Provoker,
the Dinosaur Kid.
The Dinosaur Kid. We're gonna test his dinosaur knowledge.
Dinosaur Kid. We need to bring back the Dino Dig.
The Dino.
When you come to my house, you probably could legit find something in my yard.
Yeah, probably.
I'm down. Let me know,
ladies and gentlemen. We're taking this information from. It's a publication many of you probably get. It is Ranger Rick.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the future. It's from March 2023.
It is the gold standard of scientific publications. Yes. Let's just get this out, right out the door.
There's 4 headlines on the cover. There's Life in a Desert, Wild for Wildlife, Test Your Dino IQ, and my favorite, and I'm gonna change this first word up to say Lil Stinkers. So Phil, we're gonna do. I was gonna say truth or dare. I don't want to do that. Definitely not.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. So we're gonna do dinosaur trivia, and this isn't really. This is trivia. I thought it would be like questions, but it's legitimately just facts. So, we're gonna basically
Jeopardy. Make him ask a question.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh my god! All right. This is gonna get interesting.
So it's dinosaur trivia, and the tagline is: Do you dig dinos? See, here's your chance to bone up on these amazing animals.
Yeah.
True or false? Dinosaurs are animals.
True.
Okay. Phil, about 1,500 species of dinosaurs have been discovered so far. True or false?
True.
All right. And a new species is found almost every week.
True.
All right.
Wow.
So far, we're off.
Ew, let's make some noise.
Yeah. Fossil. What are fossils, Phil?
Fossils are preserved dinosaur bones in rock.
And how are they formed, Phil?
Oh, that can be a whole bunch of different ways.
Well, this is
in sedimentary rock.
There you go. It's formed when layers of earth build up on top of an animal or plant that has died. It takes millions and millions of years. If
yes.
You know it.
Yeah, idiot.
So I said in sedimentary rock. That's what that is. That's the definition of sedimentary rock.
Phil, we all know what a scientist that studies fossils is called. What is that?
Paleontologist.
Now, Phil, could you spell paleontologist?
PALEONTOLOGIST.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a
Sorry, I have to throw it out in my head.
There you go.
Usually I'm writing it.
True or false, Phil? Fossils have been found of dinosaurs on every continent.
True.
How the fuck did they get in Antarctica?
Well, they haven't gone into mainland Antarctica. There's like strips on the edge of Antarctica they've found fossils on.
Fake news.
True or false?
There's a whole
Phil?
book on it.
Fake book.
I use that book to wipe my posterior. Phil, when people in early times found dinosaur bones, they often thought they had found bones of what creature?
Dragons or biblical creatures.
There you go, dragons. Look at this guy. Other than bones, what other kind of dinosaur fossils have been found over the years?
Eggs, skin, footprints, embryos.
It's almost like he's read this before. Do you have a subscription to Ranger Rick?
No, before today, I hadn't realized Ranger Rick was still a publication. I hadn't seen one since my childhood.
I might have seen one over here since.
Actually, I may have seen one in a doctor's office at some point for the kids. But
from
1986.
From 1986.
So the one you left out is poop, and we have a beautiful picture of a dinosaur in an outhouse.
Do you know what it does? It say what it is?
It does not.
Coprolites.
It's for children.
It's coprolites.
Corporalites?
Yeah. Or coprolites, not coprolites. Sorry. Coprolites.
I believe.
We take those up in Monster Hunter.
I think that's also something that's in food. You count your corporalites.
That's calories. That's calories, Bobby. There's a big difference.
Phil, if you want to get in, there's 60% off and a free digital copy of the magazine here.
They might need to give you a job. Dude.
No, I think my questions will be too complicated for this magazine.
Probably so.
Damn, flex on them.
What creatures do we have probably in our yards today that are actually dinosaurs?
Birds.
That's very good. Mm-hmm. The last thing is, why do you never hear a pterodactyl use a bathroom?
I thought these were dinosaur questions. Pterodactyls aren't actually dinosaurs.
Well, it may be unrelated, though.
They're close relatives, though.
Well, you don't ever hear a pterodactyl use a bathroom because the P is silent, Phil.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. All right.
There you go,
Phil's stamp of approval. Hey, I am taking an ass whipping this year in transformations. an ass whipping. Like, I have had to handle more shitty fucking transformations.
It's only been like a month and a half, bro.
I know. I'm just gonna look at my.
I was disappointed when you berated the Air King, man. I was kind of excited about that
I
one.
actually had something I meant to bring you today to look at. I got that Hasbro Tarn in. I didn't know if someone had it en route yet.
No.
We can sort it.
Yeah, please. First of all, the Jazz, the Fans Toys Jazz was a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
The Drift it was Ronin. It was like a third party masterpiece scaled Drift, but it was IDW styled, but the car wasn't. But
was it better than that one right there, the MMC one?
it depends on how you say better.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There were things that were better about it. It was masterpiece. It was fully painted. It was all that kind of stuff. But the transformation is fucking awful. And then there was, let's see. Oh, the fucking Star Saber Victory Leo thing from Planet X. That
looked like a mess.
Debacle.
It looks great, but
How many times you cut yourself transforming it?
None, but you would be surprised. And then I just did one, like that aerial bot set that's coming that's like stylized after the movie.
The Double Star or whatever, or the Dream Star.
Oh my God. I didn't really transform it. Like, it's close, but
And vaguely the shape of.
Yeah, and it's just going to be repeated for the
Fake
other
aerial
leg.
bots.
I can't go through it again. I'm out. I'm out. I'm not going to review the rest of the set. Like,
Wow.
unless somebody sends me the legs in leg mode
to combine it.
Yeah,
you hear that, people?
Yeah, I reached.
Dang.
I reached a breaking point almost with that shit, so to speak. I did break it, but
that's the breaking point.
Yeah, but I almost reached a personal breaking point where I was just like, dude, like, it shouldn't be like this. Like, like, I'm stressing tabs, I'm stressing pegs, I'm like, so to speak.
Dang, it makes me wonder what's going to happen with the Dinobot set, because I was actually interested in that.
Well, that's from Kang Toys.
Kang.
Oh, isn't that the same company? Mm-mm. Oh, because the stylization looked similar to me. So
yeah, no, it's different packaging and everything. Like,
so Kang Toys that did the Predacons is doing the Dinobots.
Yeah,
okay,
and the Predacons were good overall. Yeah. A good set.
Okay.
But good grief, it has been a rough year for that shit. Like,
engineering just passing you by, bro.
Dude,
it's getting too advanced for you.
Maybe, and that pterosaur isn't but that goes in that same category. But it's not because it's a difficult transformation. It's because it feels like somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Like,
the Pteranodon mode. When I watch your video, the Pteranodon mode still looked cool, which is more important to me than anything else. But
yeah, but it's just like that should be. It shouldn't be that hard to get those pieces to line up. They like, but a lot of those, like even that Wind Girl recently is like.
Point at me.
I feel like you would probably know, if anybody, what I was talking about.
The Windblade. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
She was Masterpiece, right? Masterpiece.
Yeah. She looked great.
Yeah, she looked really good.
But even that, like the transformation, like there's stuff that just sort of sits there. It doesn't like peg in or lock in anywhere. It just like sits in a location, and like it feels very not transformery in something else. Like I know some of those like Japanese transforming robots utilize that sort of transformation style where like you just form this piece and then sit it next to it, and then form this piece and sit it next to it. But like that's not a Transformers thing. Transformers thing, peg in, lock in, stick together. Like it's always been that way. But some of these companies are like utilizing that sort of, and it's not for me at all. It's been a rough year. I've not been happy with Masterpiece scale reviews this year, and they've been fairly plentiful.
Bobby, how much fun are you having with your Photoshop for your thumbnails?
Oh, fucking tons.
I'm checking you. I saw you used the one you used for Victory Saber actually is my lock screen on my phone. except I added the Resonante to it. Shout out to the James Webb Telescope.
I have the one that I'm using for this aerial bot. I have a hanger. And let me just show it real quick. It's
like a coat hanger? That's weird.
Yeah, that would
nobody puts baby in a corner.
That's the way trash can by his head.
Unless that's where the trash can is.
That's
nice.
great. That's awesome.
Great, dude.
Oh, that's good.
Are you doing all that on that app? That Photoshop app?
Is that just on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'm starting to at first I was like, I want to make it appropriate, but now I'm going to start to have fun with it.
Just be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
should always put yourself in the very, very back. A little bitty,
a little skull
face in the back.
Where's Waldo? Yes, do that.
That'd be great. Get extra bonus points to Bobby's channel for finding where he is in his thumbnail.
Yeah, popping.
It's sidebar, kind of speaking about toys. When did Hasbro face scan your wife for all these collectibles?
Yeah, I don't understand.
So that's Robert.
Oh, I knew it anyway. But I mean that other the lady from was it Ann? No,
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Oh no, Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
It's crazy.
She's getting famous.
Dude, Robert's skill with that is so.
He's so quick.
I mean, he's on point. Like seriously, it's fast.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, did anybody do anything for the lady in their life? Or did you beat it extra hard, Phil? Take me to church.
God, come on, man. I had to know coming here today that this was going to be roast Phil day.
Yeah,
I didn't do shit either, so it was all good.
Okay.
Kelly and I went and ate sushi for lunch, and then Joe came over. Yep. Did you know?
Hours. I was there for hours.
It's sounding promising.
Kennedy asked if you were my Valentine. I'm like, why
you had Brofest yesterday, man.
Light Brofest light. Yeah, it was basically, Joe, here's the software. Lay all this shit out, and then we'll cut it when you're done.
For like 5 hours.
He was there for like 5 hours laying shit out.
Dude, like I can do like laser focused tasks.
What do you?
That puts my ADHD.
I see what you did there. Laser focus.
And it fucking keep my brain hands at bay.
What were you guys making?
I'm so focused looking at one thing, like I don't think about anything else. It's perfect.
What were you guys making?
I'm working on making Monster Hunter armor.
Oh, okay, cool. Is this something you designed on your?
No, there's something. It's a game rip that is unfolded in Papyrus that is now getting laid out to get lasered.
Are you planning on wearing it anywhere? Like to like a con or something?
Next Valentine's Day.
Next Valentine's Day?
2 Chris's.
It's gonna wear it. It's gonna sit at my computer next Valentine's Day and start on the next one.
Nice.
No, I just make stuff to make stuff.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure that I can find a place to wear. Finding a place to wear.
I didn't know if it was like goal oriented, like I'm doing this.
No, it's a personal, just something I want to do.
Gotcha. Cool. What about you, Chris? Did you do anything other than sushi?
No, that's it really. I mean, just we started watching a movie and
we have so much paint.
Oh, dude, you guys get ripped.
We have so much
fucking
paint.
zooted.
So Mason and his girl are working on cosplays for a show this weekend.
Yeah.
It's Katsucon?
Yeah.
Nice. Where's that?
And they're doing the
It's in DC, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yes, National Harbor Gaylord.
Okay.
We're doing the Con Crunch now. It's great.
Yeah. So they work till I don't know late last night, but they're plasti dip spraying and spray painting. And,
what are the characters they're going to be?
Mason's Chainsaw Man.
Oh, so
he
he's
actually has
still
the
working
whole.
on that?
He has the whole. Well,
nice.
He has the helmet. This is his first time doing anything like this. Which he wanted to do it by hand. He didn't want to use the laser.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
But
especially when your dad has the equipment already.
Learning how to do it. I've always said if there's a hand method to do something and an automated, I think it's important to understand how the hand process works, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Well, you want to start with something basic, not like 345 chainsaw teeth.
Well, he did give up on the chainsaw teeth and we laser cut them out.
The helmet, I get it.
Yeah.
It's not the hardest thing to do.
Right. Yeah. So there
you have a laser in-house.
Do you have any pictures of what he looks like so far?
I do not. Okay. No. And then she is it's another character, Chainsaw Man.
It's the bomb-headed
lady, bomb devil, yeah.
Yeah, when they get done, I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have some photos when they
be cool.
Finished, but
we didn't do shit really either. We did watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I have to talk about it
because it came up in the
video was great.
The video. And then we watched, and then we had crab legs and shrimp. We've been doing. I know this sounds like no doubt.
Yeah.
Hot
crab
legs.
Flex.
Yeah, of course, fucking hot crab legs. I'm not fucking savage.
You just call all Chinese people savages. Is what he just did.
No, I call all buffet eaters savage.
Who has the piles of crab legs on their table? It's the Chinese people.
Yeah, well, so did I. Until I realized they were cold.
Hey, you can stick this in the microwave for me for a minute?
Oh no,
God, that's the worst thing you could do.
Then and I'm not for nothing. We've been cast iron searing our shrimp recently.
Ooh, look at this.
Game changer.
Flex.
Like you get a nice little crispy char around it. Oh my God. Like
Really?
It's amazing what some carcinogens will do for flavor.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's fucking.
I'm mad at myself for only starting to cook shrimp this way at 42.
Really? Well, how have you been cooking it before?
Like we've pan fried, you know, or
Sauteed.
some on the grill, oven, whatever, you know. But this shit, game changer.
I'm telling you, that little bit of char, that's like the most primal fucking thing a human being can do. Is get a little crispy edge. Yeah, because somewhere in our lizard brain, we're like, fire.
Yeah.
Aromatic hydrocarbons. They'll kill you, but doesn't care. It tastes great.
Just like burning foam.
Yeah. We have it. That's fine.
Or acrylic.
Yeah, it's just a different carbon combination.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Now I'll be stressed about that for the next fucking 4 weeks. I'll be thinking about how the shrimp is going to give me cancer. So thanks, guys.
Well, you get the asshole checked.
Hey,
fine. He got his asshole checked.
I got my asshole checked. They scraped my polyps. I did have update. I had some precancerous polyps.
Oh, really?
So now I get my butthole hosed out every 3 years instead of every 10 years. Which whatever, that's fine.
Bonus.
Yeah. Bonus. You get a cleaning.
Hell yeah. It's like going to the dentist. Can I do this every year?
Jesus Christ, it's scary.
Does it come with pink eye, or does that? is that an add-on kit to the Kickstarter? Dude, what if healthcare was crowdfunded healthcare?
I mean, keep it going. A lot of people treat healthcare as crowdfunding, man. All the Kickstarters you see going up
include.
So I need a dentist. Can someone fund me, please?
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy times, man.
Yeah, that's happened. That has happened.
I know.
Anyway, Phil, welcome back. It's been a while. How's your nerd life been?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Did a lot of movie stuff. Oh, I did a show with Joe and Dante where he covered Wishmaster, so that was pretty fun.
You covered what?
The Wishmaster movie.
From when?
From 97.
On.
Yeah, on. It was actually 4 films. We mainly focused on the first one.
Films. Using the term loosely.
Hey, it's got lore. It's got 4
Yeah, it does have lore.
Hey, listen, we're going to talk about some lore today.
I know, right?
Oh, I know.
I'm sure.
And confession, I never made it through the 4th one because it was so terrible.
What's the general premise of which? Because I'll be honest.
Do you know what? The classic Aladdin genie in a bottle. The djinn that comes out of the bottle.
Christina Aguilera talked about
DJINN. The jinn.
Yeah,
that's
Jin
what those
Darren
are traditionally called.
Okay,
it's the genie, but we're not talking about Robin Williams. This thing's vindictive, and it's what.
But I dream a genie.
So that's the premise.
Or that.
It's like a fucked up Aladdin story.
Jafar.
It's basically when Jafar becomes the evil genie at the end.
I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch an animated show. I like it a lot. I watch an animated show. Like there's an episode where he got out and someone's like, I want a boatload of money, and they made it drop from the fucking sky and just falls. Of course, it's cartoon, so he didn't die, but in reality, you would fucking just die.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is what that would really be. I mean, it's a horror movie, obviously, but it's what that concept originally is based on the old storylines.
I got you.
Mythology.
Yeah, based on mythology, but set in modern times.
Okay.
And it's you can't kill him. You have to figure out a way of tricking him back into his stone.
I gotcha.
So the first one is actually a good movie. It was produced by Wes Craven, done
Really?
It was done by a guy who did special effects for tons of films, directed, and it had actually a really good cast. And then the sequels are where they kind of trailed off.
I've seen the first one. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones.
The concept is good. I feel like it could have been done better.
Yeah, even in the original, there's dialogue that
reboot.
Yeah. When we were talking about it, we were thinking if they use the term, if they actually forced the dialogue to be "I wish for something," it would make more sense.
No, it's more like Ask Master.
Yeah, it was asking for anything, and that would make it work.
I wish I had another wish.
Yeah, nobody actually did that, but sure.
Can you wish him back into the jar and just be done with it?
That's how it ended up happening. Like,
yeah, it's a basic
the end.
trick.
Spoiler alert from 1997. Like the character is like, I wish this one event didn't happen, so it didn't come out. So I wish that event didn't happen, and everything got
it basically reversed time
traveled.
And that's how they defeated him originally.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
All right, Phil. When I was in the film industry, we often would have a special during the week. You could get 5 of our catalog movies, not the new releases, for $5 for 5 days.
Okay, yeah.
So you've come in and you're getting all 4 of the Wishmaster movies because you're going to do a marathon. What is the 5th movie you go with to accompany
the Wishmaster movies?
Or either as a cooler somewhere in between?
Oh shit!
I know my pick.
Aladdin.
Robin Williams thrown in there. That's a good pick.
Or Aladdin 2: Return of Jafar.
Shazam or whatever with Sinbad.
That didn't exist.
Or not with
Shaq.
With
Shaq, yeah.
Shaq.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, probably Shaq.
I would say my favorite version of that trope that I've seen lately on the television program, since we're talking about films here, program, What We Do in the Shadows.
That's a great
show. The
show.
last season.
I haven't gotten to the last one. But
Well, there's a genie.
Yeah, of course.
And the wishes.
Of course there is.
He wishes for a wife, and then he hates her, and and the genie's like this dude with his glasses down his nose and a clipboard, and he keeps looking at him over his glasses like, is this really what the fuck you want to do? It's like, all right, man, whatever. But I think he had like 100 wishes or something. It was some other, it wasn't 3 or whatever. But
on the other hand, since you guys kind of did chick flicks for your thing last week, did anybody ever see 3,000 Years of Longing that came out last year?
The who?
3,000 Years of Longing?
No.
It's basically another story about a genie or a djinn, but it's more like a romantic story. It was science fiction. And it's
that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
actually,
it had
didn't it have a good
my
cast?
favorite
yeah, it had a really good cast.
Yeah.
The genie's played by the Black James Bond.
Idris Elba.
He's a fantastic
sounds familiar.
actor.
I think I wanted to watch that.
And the lady
he's
who
a great
accidentally
actor.
unleashes him is a librarian who studied like literature for decades, so she knows all the tricks the genie is. So it's just a long conversation between him and her, and she's trying to figure out, am I going crazy or does he actually exist? It's a good movie if you don't get a chance. It's kind of a sleeper hit from last year.
Nice.
I saw Avatar 2.
Okay, so before you start, Joe, have you talked to anyone other than Phil who has seen that movie?
Which one?
The second
Way of Water.
Avatar.
The second Avatar, the one that just came out this Christmas.
Your blank stare tells me no.
Avatar 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Not
The water?
the water one.
Not-
Yeah.
not-
the
not-
Navi, the
not-
James Cameron thing.
not- Arrowhead one.
because I really don't like the first one.
Okay, but I'm just saying, in conversation with
no.
any of your... Okay, Bobby.
Other than the fact that we're not watching it.
Right, Bobby, have you talked to anyone who has
One
seen
person.
it? Okay, I don't... You're the first person I've encountered that is...
Okay.
I don't know who's watching this movie.
It's doing a lot
It's
of
doing
people.
great
Yeah, a lot-
internationally,
yes,
but...
yeah, it's
Because it's
like-
A lot of people who we don't know.
it's the third. They say it's the third biggest grosser
Yeah,
so
of all
far.
time.
And
Yeah.
it's almost... It's huge. It's been huge international.
Yeah.
box office. So tell me what your thoughts were, Phil.
So I actually like it as a film. I like it better than the first one.
Okay.
Because I didn't care for the first one
didn't
that
either.
much, but I went to this because I got a free ticket and I had
Score.
and
What's that flex button?
that's a mixed bag because the mistake I made with this is since I had a free ticket, I saw it in 4D. And I didn't realize how modern 4D had become because I'd only ever done it one time
Did
way
the
back.
seats
at the-
vibrate?
Oh, they did a lot more
Did
than
they spray
vibrate.
water at you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically,
man.
I went in. I was going to have like a little bit of food with watching the movie. That was a mistake because I couldn't. You can't sit still. It's an actual amusement park ride.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. The seats
Hang on,
buck you out of the.
Where is the...
So
where's
this
that
is
available?
at the Regal in Frederick.
Really?
They built a
Is it
special
really?
theater for it.
Look at
It's
the come up
like
here.
40X. It's one theater they have for it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had seen it like that years ago for the first Pacific Rim. They called it 4D where the seat.
Yeah,
moved.
yeah.
It was great for a robot movie.
The last time
Yeah.
I saw something
it
like that...
Bugs Life in Disney World.
So I probably would have, if I hadn't been trying to eat something, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But
You just didn't know going in?
Yeah, I didn't know going in it was going to be that eventful,
I'm trying to think like at
and it almost took away from the movie itself. The movie itself was good, but
what's it? The Busch Gardens in Virginia that we went to a couple. They had something that was similar to that.
Yeah.
And at the Stone Mountain Park in Stone Mountain, Georgia, there is there was a Yogi Bear. Remember the Yogi Bear movie that came out a while, like Justin
Yeah.
Timberlake?
wow,
did? I
okay.
think Dan
I
Aykroyd.
forgot about that.
They had like a 15-minute short, but it did all that shit, sprayed water on you and shook and all that.
Man, there was this in King's Dominion, which was like an amusement park in Virginia.
It's still there.
Yeah, but it's way different than what it used to be.
It's a little more stabby.
No. It's just way more like it's huge. It's corporate.
Huge.
But it was kind of like if anybody remembers, it was like a Hanna-Barbera themed park originally.
Okay.
And like there was this attraction, for lack of a better term, called Yogis Cave that I I know, but I loved that shit as a kid. Like it was my favorite. Like you just walked through Yogi's Cave and like all the characters were in there and like
all animatronics and shit.
Yeah, and singing songs or whatever, and then like at a certain point, I forget what happens, but like you eat some like bad food, I think, or something, like at this
Out of a picnic basket?
Yeah, out of a picnic basket, and then you get to the end, and like you have to get out of the Yogis Cave, but like the floor like is like slanted one way, and then it slants the other way, so like you're dizzy from eating the bad food, trying to get out.
Oh, that's clever. That's clever.
good.
Yeah, it was fucking cool, man.
So what would we want to see? What movies would be fun to watch in that film?
Well, like I said, if I hadn't been trying to eat and had been more ready for it, it should have been great. But like the seats,
I'm not ready. Motherfucker's holding soup for some reason. I'm not ready.
Did they have any odors?
No, that's one thing that
smells like,
because some of them do.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like
At that point, like that kind of went over my head. I was like, oh yeah. I thought about that later. I was like, oh yeah. Why didn't they have odors? But you're on the water most of the time. So.
Fish smell the whole fucking time.
Yes, fish smell would have been
perhaps a little stinker.
a little stinker. That's right.
That would have been nauseating. But I thought the movie was well done. I wasn't a huge fan of the first one, but I think
Nor I.
Yeah, so you didn't have to do as much.
It's the Navi.
Yeah,
not the Nora.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Namor.
You didn't have to do. You didn't have to do as much character introduction this time because you already knew most of the main cast.
Did they do any sort of recap at the beginning for those of us who haven't seen this movie in 12
a little
years?
bit. They bring you up to speed in a couple minutes.
And is it? Do you have is it Jake Sully? Is that the guy's name?
Yeah, that's the main
Do you have
guy.
Jake Sully as a human, and also this is all Avatar?
He's fully in. Yeah, because I think he pretty much gave up his human body at the end of the last one.
Right, because it was broken in trash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's him and the wife he took, and it's about them and their kids.
Okay, I got you.
So yeah, it was a very family oriented story.
Oh, okay.
So it was good.
Maybe there's some families that are watching it
right now.
I love the creativity they do with all the animals on the water, because Cameron definitely takes some concepts from prehistory and incorporates them in.
Oh, I'm sure he just blends all sorts of flavors in there.
Yeah. And it was very much an environmentally conscious movie, because there's a whole whale, like hunting whale bits. That it's not whales, obviously, but it's like their equivalent there. And
sorry, Joe. I just can't roll back all the way. I think
Joe's done with it.
That's why I refused to watch the first one. I say it's trash without seeing it, and it's fine with that.
Joe's had enough of your environment.
So the thing was, the reason I didn't like the first one that much was because it was Fern Gully redone.
Correct.
And it wasn't
Fern
very
Gully is
original.
amazing with James Woods. It's great.
Actually, I didn't care for Fern Gully.
But this one,
like Smaug?
I like better than the first Avatar, because this is more of an original story.
Yeah, I just still don't.
So as opposed to the first one, which is basically a redone story.
Fern Gully, Pocahontas, all that shit. The same.
I don't know if I mean, it's fine. I don't know if I could say it. I feel like they're kind of
Joe, have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon?
Yeah. I've painted with the colors of the wind, though.
Okay.
Oh, see, that's a good one.
As long as we're on the same page.
Oh, wow. I don't remember the names of any of that stuff.
That's a good one. That is a good one. That's a good little record. I like it.
It's a horrible story, in truth, but
I just like Disney music, man. I
Bobby
ironically
Seale
like Disney music.
Yeah, a lot of it is good. Some of it is not
Fucking
good.
Circle of Life? Fuck, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I can
What's the one that are not that good, Bobby?
But music wise,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Probably. I mean,
Feel
all
the
the
Love
little.
Tonight,
I don't care for a lot of the Little Mermaid stuff.
I don't care about the Marine period, so it's fine.
I don't care about.
That's my least favorite first world princess.
I don't like
First World.
I don't like a lot of the music from Beauty and the Beast.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I'm old school. I'm old school with my Disney music, man. I like the old school Disney music, like
You like Peter Pan? You like
just like that little on the edge of racist, that kind of stuff.
You like that the song about the red man from
you don't
Peter
like-
Pan?
You don't like Arabian Nights, man? Arabian Nights is great. What a great opening that fucking movie was.
I like the Oodalali Jollywood, like that shit from Robin Hood and
What's the song from Song of the South?
Zippity Doodah. I like Zippity Doodah. Was being a good movie, man. I was gonna play this thing that I sent. It was like when Susan from HR gives.
Oh my god! I cringed so hard.
Gives her.
Fuck me.
It's Susan from HR running a meeting during Black History Month.
Oh no! Oh my god!
You have to watch it. You have to watch the video.
She's
the thing.
she's putting her heart and soul into that shit.
Listening to it does not give the whole
white
effect.
as a sheet.
Is it like the ASL translator during the Rihanna performance?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Oh, really?
The sign language interpreter, she was like, boogieing while she was doing it. It was
Nice.
great.
I dig
It was
that.
like,
Into it. All right.
I don't. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, wait, maybe she was like,
I did.
She was all into
Oh
it.
my
man.
God,
I did
that's
see it. I
great.
did see some highlight reels.
I just have my money.
I'm actually surprised. I guess it's the pregnancy thing, but I haven't seen a whole lot of clips of her performance. Everything has been focused on the pregnancy reveal.
Yeah,
So
I think
I watched it. It was pretty impressive. I was surprised there weren't any guests at all.
Yeah, a lot of people
Really?
were talking about that on Monday.
because that's
There
kind
were
of
no
been
guests.
the MO the past 10 years is to have somebody come out. You know, but
Like
like
a surprise somebody.
you know, she sang songs that Jay was on, and Jay was there, and I was kind of like, but isn't she signed to Rock Nation actually? Yeah, because he had on a Rock Nation sweater. So.
No, I'm not going.
No. That's all you get from me tonight. I gotta go get my hair done.
So
Phil, Avatar.
So
Yeah.
So anyway,
Welcome to Nerd Rage.
it was
Yeah, you liked
yeah,
it.
I enjoyed it.
Good.
It's probably a 7 out of 10 for me.
All right.
It's entertaining.
Fair enough. My wife wants to see it.
Yeah.
She likes water and
My
animals.
wife.
I assume she liked the first one, right?
She probably doesn't
liked it.
remember.
Yeah, she doesn't
that
give a
likes
shit
it.
about it, but she liked the animals. and
Okay,
the-
if she likes that, yeah, she'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do enough of a cliffhanger at the end where obviously it's going to lead to a third one.
Is that in 12 more years?
No, I think he
Hopefully more.
filmed both of these at the same time. So I think it's supposed to come out in the next couple of years.
You know what, like low key came out, and I didn't hear anybody really talk about it. Is there's like a whole ass theme park for them at Disney now?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. I've
Loki?
been.
You went to
For
the
what?
Avatar piece?
Not yet. That's coming.
You went to the Avatar thing?
Okay, how was it?
Okay,
It was good.
Is it a ride or is it just a walkthrough or
It's
what?
2 rides.
it's 4D.
It's 2 rides, and one is like you sit in this thing, and it's like you're supposed to be on on one of the flying animals.
Oh,
and it, like,
nice,
and
nice.
It's like one of
Yeah.
those big, screens, and it like is taking you all around, and it's good. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good fun. It's and then the other one I think is like a more trashy one, like not trashy.
Trashy.
It's like for kids. Like it's like
gotcha.
you get on a little boat and you go through the river, and there's some of the characters are animatronically, hanging
Oh, it's
out. and-
Pirates of the Caribbean, but
yeah,
I gotcha.
something like that.
So
But
what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take this and we're going to add this, and it's going to be this.
yeah.
They have Jaws pop out of the side.
Yeah, no, it's
From the old ride?
it's fine.
was fun.
It's fine. But the other one is good. The other one's probably one of the best rides I went on down
Wow,
there,
okay.
and it was the hardest one to get on, so to speak.
The queue.
It was a huge line.
Yeah, we ended up going.
5 o'clock in the morning.
it's an
Right, kids,
animal-
let's go. I can see Bobby doing that.
It's at Animal Planet, which is
Yeah.
like the least.
It's
It's
the
like
zoo thing.
yeah. It's like it's
It's a lot.
That's my least favorite one. But
Yeah.
that being said, we had to go back twice, a second time, just to get there first thing in the morning to get in line. And like we were there an hour before it opened, got in line as soon as everything opened. Like, and there's like a mob of people trying to get there, and we still. I mean, I think our wait was like 25 minutes still to get on it. But I mean, that's like a 3-hour, 4-hour line.
Jeez, wow. All right.
What else you watch there, Phil?
As opposed to the So You Like Horror podcast, I did another podcast with Dante. It's coming up. I think he's dropping it soon. He wanted to do like a recap of Disney Plus, the shows, because that's usually what we cover for Marvel for his Nerdcast thing on Off the Mats. And we did like a 3-hour show of a recap before Secret Invasion comes out. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the first thing this year. So that was fun. It was fun to do a kind of a look back at all the stuff they've actually done and do like a cross as to what we liked, what we didn't like. So that was cool. That'll be coming on his channel soon.
The mid CU,
Yeah, the mid-sea.
and Lucas Mid.
Yeah, there are a lot of lines for that now. I saw Megan.
Okay.
Theater. So it was good. I can see why it was so successful. For me, I wish they would have made it rated R. A lot of other horror fans, I think. I would love to see like they bled the edge with, okay, this would have been really cool to see if they could have been a little edgier. Because it wasn't as edgy as like a Chucky, but it's a similar concept. I like the modernization of it, where it's a modern animatronic, and I think the effects they did were really well done for what they did. So, but it also wrapped up too neatly at the end. I was like, oh, this is almost like a Disney-fied ending, because they know. I was surprised at how many parents. This is basically baby's first horror film. Every parent brought their little kids to this because it's a walking doll. Oh yeah, I saw more kids there than adults. I was surprised.
That's interesting. And what's it rated?
PG-13.
For what? I mean, is it gory or?
No, it wasn't super gory. There was
language?
implied deaths and stuff, but it was a Blumhouse movie. So
gotcha.
they specialize in doing PG-13 stuff.
I know where the money is, I guess.
Yeah,
because that seemed to have crossed over pretty well into pop culture. Like that.
Yeah,
I saw it all over the place.
Yeah, and they did a lot of good bits on late night with it. I saw a indie horror film called Skinamarink. Have you heard of that, Joe?
No, I mean I've heard of it. No.
Yeah,
Skinamarink.
Yeah, it was basically.
It was like what?
It's like that song. Isn't that a song?
It sounds like something that would happen in Louisiana.
Is super indie, and after seeing it,
what's that mean?
It means Harrison Ford with a Superman cape on.
I think we'll probably talk about that in a little bit.
Super indie.
So,
Nice.
It was a bit of a head scratcher. Like the guys who made this,
Like you were scratching your head. Why did I watch this? Or
like no, I'm scratching my head as to how did this get into mainstream theaters for a semi-wide release.
you saw this at the theater?
Yeah, because it was getting all kinds of buzz, and
I never heard of it.
Well, good for them for getting it in front of people.
Yeah. Kudos to them because they got my money. But case in point, when there are a bunch of us seated, there's like people in the front row that got up, threw up their hands like halfway through and said, "I don't know," and walked out. And they looked at
man.
Seriously, the one guy, he wasn't loud, he wasn't obnoxious about it, right? He just kind of looked at all of us sitting and then looked at back at the screen. He's like, "I give up," and he walked out.
It's like that Seinfeld meme where he's sitting in the theater and he goes, "Hands up," and he walks out. Have you guys ever walked out of a movie, like paid to watch a movie and then walked out of it?
I've never.
I almost did for BBS. That was as close as I've ever gotten.
Really?
Not because it's bad. I've walked out because I have emergency before.
Well, I can remember the movie Philadelphia. I was sitting in that, and there was a tornado warning. So
I was going to say that's a good movie, man. How are you going to walk out?
I'll finish it later. My dad,
I'm saying if you're walking out of that movie.
My dad walked out of Pulp Fiction because he just didn't understand what the fuck was happening, and I get that.
The movie I got closest to walking out on, I was a kid, and I told my dad, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And he was like, "Well, we paid money to see it." Yeah, it was Joe versus the Volcano.
I had to fucking walk out of Return of the Kings, bro.
Oh,
that
really?
sucked.
Oh, Return of the King?
Lord of the Rings, the third.
You hated it?
No, I had to walk out because
you had something happen.
My ex I was with at the time started throwing a fit. So
and
that's an emergency.
And it sucked to have to walk out.
Yes,
you said what you said was I walked out of Return of the King. It sucked.
No. It sucked that I had to walk out of Return of the King because obviously it's the third fucking movie.
Right.
Were you in the third hour and she just had enough? Or
no, it was like within the first hour or some shit. She was fucking crazy. So that is what it is.
Laura used to text me. I mean, page me all the time when I was in the movie with the 911, and I'd like run out to the payphone, and she'd be like, "What are you doing?" I'd be like,
"I'm in a movie."
You text me 911. What are you doing? God,
that was the emergency code back in the day. Are you dying? What's going on?
Dying to talk to me. You know what I mean?
So anyway, people still talk it up like it was great, but these people didn't know what they were doing as far as filmmaking is concerned. As far as they should have been, it would have been great as a 20 or 30 minute
short film, but YouTube thing.
Yeah, it should have been like a thing going around film festivals at best.
Gotcha.
I saw the new
God damn, feel for movie tickets like your shopper ranks.
I haven't been here in a while. Infinity Pool was really good. That was in theaters.
What movie?
Infinity Pool?
I thought that's what he said.
Infinity Pool.
Infinity Pool.
So it's had Alexander Skarsgård as the lead.
Okay.
Had Mia Goth as Joe. You should see this if you get a chance.
Never heard of it.
I don't. Well, if it comes to streaming,
yeah, it'll come to streaming eventually.
It's
probably. I think it's probably her best performance that I've seen. She was the main girl from X last year.
Malcolm?
No.
There's another movie called X?
Yes.
It was like a 70s homage.
It's like a slasher film it's like a horror film with making a porn movie at this fucking barn.
I haven't seen that. I have seen the Malcolm X.
There's a prequel to that now, too.
We watched some Malcolm X?
No, there's like a prequel called Pearl with her.
Yeah,
but X was so bad, I didn't want to see Pearl.
Well, I mean, it was good enough for them to make a second one, I guess.
There's a lot of things that are good enough to make sequels. Doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Like
Fast 10.
Hey, now, we're going to get there. Don't worry. X going to give it to you.
If you're a horror fan, Crimes of the Future is really good. It's Brandon Cronenberg. It's David Cronenberg's son.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brandon Cronenberg is David Cronenberg's son. Cronenberg's he's a favorite director of mine because he does all the weird body horror shit.
He did The Fly.
He did The Fly with Jeff Goldblum back in the day. That's his most famous thing.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
So that got me on a Cronenberg kick. So I saw a bunch of his stuff. Crimes of the Future came out last year. Had Viggo Mortensen as the lead, and that's a really good. It's about a future where people have lost their sense of feeling.
That's the future we're living in now.
Yeah. Wait, we're getting there. We're
They
getting to
lost
be
their
numb
sense
soon.
of feeling, so they can't really feel pain. So sex has become a problem. So, like, surgery as an art form has become the replacement for sex.
It's just Slaanesh, basically. It's 40K Slaanesh.
Oh, okay.
Get real weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You feel something?
Did you see Crimes of the Future,
I don't know.
Joe? Okay.
I will.
It's on Hulu. You should. You should
It's on
watch.
Hulu already?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's how I saw it because I
Maybe
missed it
some
in theaters
movie
last year. It's good.
Yeah.
If you like Cronenberg stuff, if you like The Fly, did you ever see Existence back in the day? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you like that, it's almost like a spiritual successor to that. It's not a direct story takeoff, but it's really good.
Existence with a Z.
Yeah. It was one of Jude Law's first films back in '99.
A movie of its time.
Yeah, exactly.
It came out in competition kind of with The Matrix back in the day, but the whole point is you don't know whether you're still in the video game or not.
Oh, okay.
So, and then that got me on a kick to see a bunch of Cronenberg's old stuff that I found on streaming. I saw the original Rabid from the 70s. It's like a
Rabbit?
Rabid.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, he did a fly and a rabbit.
He started off soft
This
first.
dude's doing all the animals.
So Rabid was from 76, I think, and it's like a take on the classic zombie thing where they do a special surgery, and the supermodel chick who got in the motorcycle wreck, who I think they got a porn star to be.
I'm good. I'm good on it. I'm on the synopsis.
Anyway,
But yeah.
so it spreads the disease, and they did for the fact that it was the mid-70s, the effects were great. They did an amazing car crash. They would have had to have been done live back then, and some good makeup effects and stuff. So anyway, that's
cool.
about it.
Okay. All right. Chris, you got your coffee first. Joe, how was your nerd week?
I mean, the usual as has been. I mean, the Brofest was cool. Just hanging out, being able to like focus on something for once. Got a bunch of shit. I already talked about shit. I finally unboxed them yesterday. Halfway put them up, so I'm working on it.
What?
So the toy wise. But yeah, I think I have like 2-3 things on pre-orders. I'm not putting anything else on pre-order. I think that I can I see things I'm like halfway interested in, but like I don't have that need anymore.
What's the stuff you put up?
But the Static Arts Aerith, the two Bashojos, which is Morgan from Darkstalker and Mai from King of Fighters.
I've seen the Morgan one.
And I have Berserker Musashi from Fate, which probably only one person who's listening would know. And the Jesse and Cloud bike.
Oh, nice.
Final Fantasy Play Arts Kai.
Very cool.
Yeah, I kind of wanted another, and they came up with another bike, and I was like, I'm not fucking spending no $300 for a goddamn bike.
Yeah, Play Arts went crazy.
I mean, it's good shit. It's really good.
I mean, you can't really top the bike you already have.
No,
the bike you already
the Hardy Daytona and the Fenris.
That thing is awesome.
Those two bikes
in your
are
case,
amazing. Yeah.
But
I'm even thinking about getting rid of my full quarter scale boxes at this point. I'm like, why am I keeping the boxes for? Like, I'm not moving. If I'm moving from here, some kind of dire emergency, or somebody else is moving my shit for me because I'm not around. So, like, do I need to keep those boxes? This taking a lot of boxes.
They do take up a lot.
Yeah,
the quarter scale. Like, I haven't put away my Angelus box yet because I'm like, where the fuck am I going to put another?
It's
fucking
obnoxious. It's obnoxious.
So I'm thinking about doing like regular toys. Get all the extra parts because a lot of them have extra parts.
Right.
Bubble wrap them, bag them,
put them in any directions or anything, and
and then just fucking trash all those boxes. I know they're like numbered and they're worth something if I want to sell it, but like I've never sold a fucking statue. Yeah. Like I've sold stuff back in Cybertron Cafe days. Back when I bought all the like every fucking third party thing that came out. But since then I just give them away. I'm like, this is not worth it. Take it.
Yeah.
It's less headache too, because you don't have to worry about anybody saying like, I didn't realize the screw was stripped on the back left panel behind the 3 panels you have to flip out for something. Like, yeah, well, I didn't either. Like
spoiler alert.
Yeah. But dude, talking to Hung during
316 toys.
When he was
215.
215.
That's the bottom
316 now.
line.
215. Okay.
During his selling and like the shit that he would have to deal with from people.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like a paint flick or
So God bless BBT,
a paint mishap or whatever. Like just like like some of this shit is the cost of doing business. Like if your figure comes and it's missing something or it's broke or whatever, like that's something different.
Two left legs and shit.
Right. But like, some of this shit is the cost of doing business.
Me and Joe were talking about this yesterday, but I had a conversation this morning. Somebody in one of the groups, I'm in some Facebook groups.
I've heard that.
They were complaining about a retailer, which I know this person, I've met this person, but I've also heard their horrible customer service. Like you sent me, I'm supposed to get the white coffee mug and you sent me the black one. Well, I want to swap it out. Right. Well, I don't have any, here's a label a month later, and we ended up chatting a bit about it. And I said, look, at the end of the day, I'm ordering basically from BBTS, Amazon, and Hasbro Pulse. That for anything that's available at a retail level, and even beyond, because BBTS at this point, they're not going to get it first, and if that's important to you, you can order it from a overseas retailer. But if I get, and you've dealt with this plenty, if I get in a figure and there's a missing piece or it's broken or like I move it and it breaks,
never a problem
because they have enough bandwidth where hey, your Mayfix Spider-Man broke, okay, cool, we'll send you another one, because they have enough bandwidth to keep an extra.
And they'll give you here's a shipping label.
Exactly,
it's there.
They've built a great fucking business over the years.
Yeah, and since they changed to the $4 shipping, it's like,
and the pile
that's a no-brainer. Before it was like, the shipping made me want to order somewhere else, but the pile of loot, like keeping your shit and then shipping relatively fast for $4.
Could you imagine what that warehousing looks like, though?
I'm sure they've expanded over the years.
We all have these little
I have so much. Like my boxes are fucking huge.
Oh, so
and I'm not sure I'm not the only fucking one.
Yep.
But they're fucking great. So I don't mind waiting. It's like literally 2 more months extra though, because when I was in Hong Kong, when I was there, I literally canceled pre-order in BPTS because I just bought it offhand, and it's still not out yet from BPTS. So, it's worth the wait if you're not fucking just hanging out in Hong Kong on hand.
Right? Yeah, there's an upgrade kit that I saw was up on one of the import sites.
Dr. Wu?
I think this is, what's that? Is it DNA that's making
it?
DNA?
Labels?
No, it's a DNA kit. No. It was available on like Shozy or something, and
great.
And I'm like, you know what?
Plays to buy stuff.
It's $20 more, and I can have it, or I can just order from BBTS in case when they sit, because that's a lot of fucking pieces, parts. What if it's missing 2 very important screws or something? And BBTS will take care of it. So I'm kind of willing to wait now.
There was a Repro Labels.
I'm not in a rush for things anyway.
Yeah, me either.
Interaction that I had, like, because I used to do Repro Label videos.
I remember.
Yeah, and
I still see them on your fucking Transformers.
And I hit them up and I was like, hey, I'm doing videos. I was like, can you guys do anything for me? And they were like, nope.
Really?
And then like I was like, all right, it was worth a shot. And then then they contacted me like a few years later, and they were like, hey, would you like some labels to do some videos on? And I was like, nope.
Well, I'd say your rise and their rise didn't cross paths at the right time.
Right.
Yeah. We reached out to them when we were doing some of the Rockbox stuff, and they sent us faction labels.
I think they actually, to be fair, I don't even think it was a matter of Rise and Rise, which is also the name of a Rammstein song, but I think it's more so about they had new people come into the company that were more friendly to community-based people and stuff like that.
I get it.
Anyway,
but so if I get rid of all my boxes, I know Chris still wants to keep her boxes, but if I get rid of just I have the biggest boxes, I would have like 2 extra free closet spaces.
Wow.
I'm thinking about it, but like also the logistics.
There's room for a lot of t-shirts and beaters and hooping shorts and fucking.
Dude, my closet's full of clothes I don't wear.
Yeah.
I just for like sentimental value, or like I have a hard time throwing away shit. Like I live out from one clean hamper, in which when I get dirty, go to a dirty hamper, and then I go wash that dirty hamper when it's full every 2 months, and then rinse and repeat. I have not like used anything on hangers or drawers other than for work. I did get some new shirts to finally that fits.
I did get to see Joe in his work avatar this week. It was very.
Oh yeah, I never see it because I went there directly from work.
Yeah, I've seen it once or twice. It's a sight.
Sights to show you, bro. But also just as I'm gonna have to rent like a fucking U-Haul van. I'm not getting more than one of those boxes in my car. I'm sure some of those boxes won't even fit.
Yeah, it's true. Car. Or break them down.
And like I'm an idiot because I rented a U-Haul recently. I didn't think about it. Like I had a U-Haul this fucking past weekend.
You can break them down though. I mean, it's work, but
it's the foam parts in there.
You can still break them down.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, they're going to be a little stinker to deal with, but
this should be titled "Little Stinker."
Yeah, Little Stinker.
I rented a U-Haul because we got a bunch of shit.
Wow.
That I'm not gonna talk about yet because I think we're gonna stream it.
Okay.
We got like tons of expense wise tons.
So unboxing stuff you can like stream.
Thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff for, I guess at this point $1,000 because of like movers and and shit. But gotta get that shit together. It's can't wait. That was actually something I was interested and excited to have.
Yeah.
Fucking watch more baking show, of course. Started to watch Korea, the country, not career, the like job.
Korea. I gotcha.
I know I'm foreign. I have to explain that shit. Korea with a K, number one. It's a Netflix show. You wouldn't know about it.
Correct.
But it's like Dirty Jobs, kind of. But they have three, I guess, maybe famous-ish Korean people. One of them being like a star volleyball player. I think one of them is comedian. One of them is something else. But they go to random traditional Korean jobs to like see what they're like, how hard it is, and they try to do it. Like they went to this one place where the kimchi there is literally hundreds of years old, and they learned to like the potting and like packing process. Another one, they went to like dig for oysters or some shit in this one location that only exists in Korea, where like it's like quicksand basically. But it's interesting. Oh, and this one place that specifically only this one guy is allowed to make roof shingles for temples.
Wow.
So like it's pretty fucking interesting show.
About that guy before,
this whole every episode is like,
so it's like Dirty Jobs but Korea,
and funny because they're like fucking silly people, but they don't wreck anything. They try to do it, but it's funny watching them try.
Right.
So that's interesting so far. I would recommend it if you like that kind of show. And I'm also have another show on the list, which is like a toy show that's similar to that.
Really?
Because it's crafting, right? I think it's like two guys who are toy makers and like,
and she's just your type.
I got that.
Beastie Boys.
She's crafty.
Yes. Yes.
Classic.
But yeah, it's like kids submitting ideas and they try to make it.
Is that a Korean show as well?
No, it's a white people show. American show, I should say.
Clear. That's fine.
Clear show.
Clear people show.
Clear people.
But yeah, I saw in the preview like they were pouring resin.
That's what Evan said last week.
Nice.
So like I'd be like, it looks like something.
Is that on what channel? Which service is that on?
Also Netflix. I'm mostly on Netflix. Like I will branch. I go to Hulu's and Prime and HBO for like movies if I wanted to watch a movie.
Gotcha.
And finished watching the stream of Detroit Become Human. It's a fucking great game.
What is it?
Detroit Become Human.
Never heard of it.
It's another like a story-driven game. It's Quantic Dreams. It's like Heavy Rain. I guess you have to be into kind of video games to know.
Chubby Rain.
Chubby Rain.
What is that?
Bowfinger.
Yeah. Okay,
dude. Great reference, bro.
Cut there.
I'm thinking like a Platoon. Something at the end.
Chubby Rain.
Chubby Rain.
But yeah, they also have like they end up getting the best ending for all the characters.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, perfect. I don't need to watch another one. But it's one of those games where it's completely story driven. Like it's like watching an interactive movie where you're playing stuff. There's not way too many action. It's like shooting or anything, but the action scenes are quick time. So like it gets fucking sweaty because if you don't do things in time, you lose the confrontation, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, I won't say infinite ending, but there's always an ending. So even like, for example, in Heavy Rain, my first playthrough, all 4 of my characters died within like the first hour. But that itself is an ending. There's no game over. Like, okay, if the story played out this way, then this would have happened.
Right.
So, and you will see at the end of the game, like all the branching choices you could have made throughout the game, and it's fucking hundreds of different things you could have done.
Wow.
But it's very interesting. It gives you replay value. And also, I mean, it's a trope that's been explored, but it's fun to play of like artificial intelligence being becoming conscious and what side you're on and the moral dilemmas thereof.
Is it a console game?
Yes. Nice. It is a console game.
What's it? Detroit? What's it?
Detroit Become Human.
I've never
obviously. And it's not the story of Flint.
Detroit, no. Same vibes though.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's still a problem. I don't know if they're working on it anymore.
They should.
That's great. And also, like, if you are interested in that genre, look up Heavy Rain.
I've heard of Heavy. I've seen Heavy Rain.
So the first one,
Heavy Rain.
It's great. It's like Heavy Rain is like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
and anyway, I highly recommend these games. If you like video games the way I do, I know a lot of people are gamers and love video games, but we don't all like it the same way.
Right, true.
Some people just like first-person shooters, where I am much more into either... It's only 3 kind of games I like. Time killers, which is mobile games, right? Mm-hmm. And also like Street Fighter and stuff like that.
Right.
Things that you pick up and go.
Fighters, yeah.
Single-player story-driven games, like heavily story-driven games. And also like co-op games, online co-op games.
Right.
I don't like to play against people as much. I just like to like. That's why I like Monster Hunter so much.
Did you ever play Prey?
The Predator game?
Yeah. No.
It's a gospel game. It's push. It's an acronym. Push until something happens.
It's a first person,
and then like you got this.
Or pray into something.
Yeah.
It's a first person like space sci-fi. There's some shooter involved with it, but it's not just a straight shooter game. It's more like because you're a heavy sci-fi guy, I would look into that. It's from a few years ago. It's made by Arcane.
Okay. And just like cleaning up the house, excited, getting ready for house guests.
Oh, really? Who's coming over?
The same person I've been watching all these playthroughs on Twitch. Same person I went to Vegas with. Same person I've been playing Monster Hunter with. Same person I've been playing Magic with. So, yeah, I'm excited for them to come.
That's cool. Good.
Cool.
Chris?
First of all, the game you just mentioned, Joe, looks like I've got that subscription to PS4.
You already have it?
Well, no, I've got you can download it for free on that.
Yeah, that's saying you got it. It's basically you got,
yeah,
that's what I mean. You got it. Like, yeah. I would like to let you, like you. I would sit there and do my shit with you while you play it.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested.
That's interesting. I probably I need to be doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm not right now. I'm just saying I would. If you wanted to play it, I would watch it.
I tell you, I love my PS5, but I hate that I have one. Yeah. It is a time vampire, man.
Time killer, man.
Sucks me dry.
James.
Prophet of the faceless. I just continuously say that.
Yep.
I found what might be the worst sci-fi show I've ever seen in my life, but I still have to watch it because it's so bad.
That's got to be pretty bad.
Well, I'm going to say the Expanse set quite a benchmark for visual effects and storytelling.
Well, they also moved over to Amazon.
Oh, they did. This is on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's called The Ark. It's a story of the world.
I've heard of that.
The world has almost ended, and they've sent arks into space, but something wakes them up from their cryo sleep, guys. They don't know what happened.
Wait, didn't we watch?
Who's in this?
No one you've ever heard of. It is like I watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
I guarantee it's true for me.
Dennis Quaid had a movie like that. It was great.
Probably. It is. Well, there was an animated. No, that was
Pandora.
Titan AE.
Pandora.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very familiar
Pandorum.
trope.
Pandorum was good.
Yeah, they woke up in the middle.
There's Dennis Quaid and Ben Foster. Oh yeah, it was a good sci-fi horror.
You'll never believe it. There's been a murder on the ship.
It's also a Jay-Z song.
No.
There's a murder on the ship?
No, there's been a murder.
Okay.
And there's some of it is it's silly. Like so many people are wearing eyeglasses. And I'm like, why would you think in whatever time this was wearing these young people wearing eyeglasses? It's just you got all the nerdy kid that's he won the contest to be on the ship, and there's no food, and he's figured out it's a lot of drama, and it's not like visually well done, but it's
why do you feel compelled to finish it then?
Oh, it's just so and I'm watching it passively, trust me, but it is like. Comparing it to the quality of the Expanse, it's like comical. Day, right? Okay. Even like when they're showing the ship, I'm like, is that PS3? Is that where they built this? I don't think anybody had Unreal Engine when they were working on that. So
Unreal Engine 1.
Yeah, watch that.
Back in the day from the original Unreal.
I had big intentions to watch the Nolanverse trilogy.
Yeah, that's what you said you wanted to do.
It got whittled down to we watched The Dark Knight Rises. It's the last one.
Yeah, I like that. It gets the most shit, but I quite enjoy that one.
Yeah,
it's got good parts.
It's good stuff.
I think
it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great too.
I think my new favorite scene is. Do you feel in charge? Because he does this open hand on his shoulder. So me and Kelly have just been kind of running back and forth with that.
Dude, one of my favorite scenes in that shit is when fucking Alfred is looking over Wayne's shoulder, watching the footage of Bane go to work, and he's like a boxer's trainer.
Yeah.
He's like, look at him, the tenacity. Like, this is a man that believes in what he's doing. Like, I love that dynamic between those two. It's like it's just a little beat, but it fucking
it's a great movie. I mean, it's not perfect. There's some stuff that makes absolutely no sense, but turning off your brain. Try not to put logic in an illogical situation. It's Batman, and I have yet to see a. I enjoyed the BVS stuff. I enjoy the Snyder stuff. I'm enjoying the Pattinson stuff, but I don't. It's going to take something really strong to take that trilogy down.
Yeah.
To the point where I am really on the fence about ordering that new Bane from Hot Toys.
Yeah,
the bulkier one with the
I don't blame.
Is it based on the movie still?
Oh yeah, it's the movie Bane like Bobby has.
The only one, the only non-movie one they did is stuff they do is fucking Arkham Knight stuff.
Okay,
I don't think anybody wants that Bane.
I
didn't know if they did a comic book version of him or not.
I don't think they do comic book anything.
No, not really. I mean, well, they do that Marvel line of like comic-based things.
Which one?
It's Sideshow that does it.
Yeah, but not Hot Toys.
No, not Hot Toys.
They might do like if they can get away with a redeco, like they might be like comic version, but it's just the movie version wearing like
different color,
the comic books, suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it's not even the comic book suit; it's the movie suit decoed the way of the comic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Went to New York City last week for work. That's why I wasn't on. My manager, historically likes to travel with me and my peers a couple times a year, and last time we traveled was January 2020.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure he caught COVID and we didn't know what it was because he was sick with a dry cough and he didn't test positive for the flu and was very lethargic. So, yeah, that was fun. We, New York City, you can either spend $400 or $500 in a hotel, or you spend $150 and pray you don't get stabbed.
Right.
So we stayed at some. I'm not going to say these places. They were some working class neighborhoods because the places we're going, my business, we're not going to, we're not going to Broadway to see people. We're going to over by JFK and Jamaica Queens. Right. So we that the first night we got there, and I knew we were rolling in kind of late because we had a meeting in New Jersey, and then we rolled to this hotel and got there, and there, I remember my boss to me, he's like, "Hey, I was just looking. There's no parking at this hotel." I'm like, "Yeah, you're going to kind of find that here. Should be a parking garage." This first one, there was not a parking garage; it was street parking, but there was literally a spot in front of the hotel. I'm like,
perfect. That's all you could ask for.
So I'm Googling places to eat. I'm like, there's a Mexican place. Let's go down here and try it out. We go in and like the first thing is like there's a battery operated scooter like inside the restaurant, and it ends up looking more like a meat counter. I'm like, yeah, this isn't for us. So we found a Portuguese place that was very good. We ate there. The next morning, I'm like, I'm gonna take you I saw like a convenience store with a gate pull. I was like, hey, if this place is open in the morning, we're going to go get a sandwich, a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
So we end up going, that place didn't act, I guess they're closed permanently, but we found another place and we go in and he seems kind of sketched out by it. I was like, listen, you see all these dudes in the reflective vests? They come here every day for breakfast. This is the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me get the bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
The construction crew, the entire crew is there. It's a good spot.
Oh, it was so good. I couldn't even finish the fucking sandwich. Huge sandwiches. So it's always interesting taking people that have never been. I mean, I've been in those shoes recently. We ended up staying in Brooklyn one night, mainly because I was like, we could stay in the same hotel all week, but it's New York City. Let's see, what's going on. So we stayed at a hotel, and it's there's lots of super chains, as they call it. Like Hilton is a super chain. IHG, more often them as like the Holiday Inn chain. They have the Crown Plaza, and then they have all these little boutique hotels, right? So it's very like kitschy kind of stuff. So this one was called the brand was called Even, and if you stayed in a hotel room in New York City, they're smaller than the room we're in. Most even like in the hotel rooms are only like $100, and I guess it's just kind of an off season for them.
Right.
Of course, after taxes and shit, it's damn near 200.
Right.
And then parking and all that.
They get you with the
taxes and parking.
Those little stinkers.
But those little stinkers. They had like a 2-story gym with Peloton machines in there. I didn't go in. My boss did. Bro. But in the room, they have all this resistance training like equipment, and they have like a yoga mat and one of those foam rollers, and I'm like, how much autoerotic asphyxiation do they expect me to do in this hotel room, right? I'd never been, so we were staying in Brooklyn, and I was like, hey, the Brooklyn Nets are playing at Barclays tonight, and we're like, yeah, let's go check that out. So I was like, let's just wait. it doesn't. This isn't like a key matchup or anything. I'm going to play. They played the Phoenix Suns. Let's just wait till right before the game and see what's up. We got tickets for $15.
Nice. Oh, dude, that's steal.
And they weren't. I mean, they were like the bottom of the upper bowl, but you can see the whole fucking court. They were really good seats.
Right.
I think I sent you guys a picture. They have retired 72, which no one would ever wear anyways in basketball. Biggie's number. So he's got
because he born
at Brooklyn. It's a Brooklyn Nets.
But why is it 72?
Because that's the year he was born.
Was he really?
Yeah, I actually double checked it myself.
That seems so much older.
Let me double check that. But
that can't be right.
Well,
can it?
you look like your entire world just shifted.
No way.
8 years, 9 years older than us.
72 to 97.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think in one of the videos, I think in the Juicy video, he's got on a jersey says 72 on the
Gotcha.
But they also have a banner hanging right next to it, and I'd forgotten all about this. It's been about 10 years since that's opened, but Jay-Z played like 8 sold-out shows to open that arena.
Yeah,
and they've got all the dates up there.
Well, the Nets were his. I don't know if they still are.
I don't know if he's involved in it or not,
because he was the owner of the Nets for some time.
He owned some of the Nets.
Yeah, I mean, like a dude.
But hey.
10 fingers and 10 toes.
Well, he's not getting haircuts, so
that's true. He's also
save a lot of money.
Yeah, and he just fucking. I don't know if you saw that Bacardi shit, but like he just sued the fuck out of them.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say I want to say for like $700 million. Like, but I feel like I'm conflating that number with
premise.
They were fucking him up. It was found in his favor.
Huh. Did he have some endorsement that
it had to do? It had to do with, I think, Douce, which is like his liquor, and it has something to do with the way that they were handling it. Just like he was involved with some cologne or something, and they like used shit without his permission there. And I forget what the name of the cologne was, but let's say it was, Gerber cologne.
Right, it smells like baby food.
Yeah, or multi-tools. And
tomato.
When he walked out of that courtroom after winning that lawsuit, they were like, "How'd it go?" And he's like, "I'm smoking that Gerber pack tonight." He went.
It's funny you say that. Flo Rida, I know Bobby. He's one of your favorite artists. He recently won like $32 million from some like seltzer company, Celsius maybe, that I'd never heard of, from an endorsement deal gone awry.
Yeah, I'm trying to look
up $32 million. That's crazy. While you're looking it up, I'll move on to some other stuff.
Well, I don't want to get too far.
That's fine.
It'd be weird to.
No, it definitely would be, especially based on my next topic.
Jay-Z closes multi-billion-dollar deal with Bacardi on his stake in Douce.
I don't even know.
Is Douce like a subsidy of Bacardi?
So Sean Jay-Z Carter and Bacardi have announced a long-term agreement surrounding the Douce premium cognac brand following a well-publicized legal battle. Growing Douce over the past decade from an idea to one of the fastest-selling spirits in history has been a blessing, Jay said in a statement. The next phase of the journey will further cement Douce's legacy as one of the world's most respected brands. I'm excited to renew this partnership with Bacardi. It was something to do with the way that Bacardi was handling it, and it was fucked up. And Jay was like, "Not on my watch." I'm gonna do it for hip hop.
I'm sure he's got.
If they ever need an animated version of Jay-Z,
fucking perfect,
and they want to do a cut rate voiceover, Bob is your guy.
That's funny, man.
Bobby still got sued for it.
Yeah, Bobby's gonna be next on the.
Hey, listen, if we get to that level, we'll take it, right? Yeah. You had mentioned a podcast called Uncanceled History.
Yes,
I listened to an episode.
I just finished it this week myself.
All of them?
Yes. There's only like 10 or 8 to 10.
Uncanceled history?
Uncanceled. Yeah. So the first one was about, the one I listened to was about Robert E. Lee.
Yeah.
That was fascinating. I had no idea. Agree. He was like George Washington's, basically his grandson.
He married in.
Yeah, right. He married in, and like, he was literally, they offered him the Union Army, and he turned them down because he was loyal to the state of Virginia.
Yeah, but he actually agreed more with the Union perspective.
He just didn't want to.
He was like, "Fuck, I'm a Virginian." Like,
he stuck with his home state.
Yeah.
You stick with home state. You stick with your morals, though.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think that gives you a little bit more perspective on what people's mindset was around states' rights versus the federal government.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a very interesting.
My favorite one on there was the colonization one. That was fucking fascinating.
Is that the one talking about England and?
Yeah.
So I got about halfway through that, and I'll be honest with you, I did not find it very captivating.
Oh,
and it might have been. Maybe I should finish it.
Yeah, like when they start going into like the history of like how colonizing basically was it wasn't conquering, and the difference between the two and how it pretty much changed the way that
changed the world.
Yeah, and it's like and it's not that it wasn't without issue.
Yeah, obviously,
but
it's still coming in.
But there was also like, at the same time, they're like, a lot of. If it's like it's weird, right? So, we do it, in a way, right? Where like I don't have my PlayStation 4 hooked up to the internet, right? I'm technologically less advanced than you, right? And you see it, and you see me struggling, and you want to come in and fix it for me because you have the knowledge, skills, and ability to fix it for me, And a lot of that is like there's like a lot of those folks, not all, but felt there was like this moral obligation to step in when other civilizations were not as technologically advanced, didn't have access to medicine, were losing people by the thousands for shit that they could cure.
Right.
And it's interesting.
So hopefully the aliens will come and colonize us.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of UFO sightings lately. So I'm hoping in my lifetime, man. Like that'll be great. Even if it's the end of the world, I'm like, I can see it.
Being great as it's going to us.
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
They say that like if anybody had the kind of technology it would take to get here from what we view as like a habitable planet elsewhere, they'd be so far advanced they wouldn't even recognize us as life.
It's like us looking. It's like us looking at ants.
Correct.
We just step on them for whatever reason.
Steamroll us over and say, "Oh, we're taking this."
Yeah,
but people have ant farms though. They might look. Look at this pet humans.
Hey, Joe wants to. He's ready to be a pet.
Who's to say we're not an ant farm now?
Exactly right. Shout out to
Alien Ant Farm.
Yes. Uncle Milton's got us all locked down. I don't know if I watched The Last of Us. I'm up to speed on The Last of Us.
Yeah,
the TV show.
Yeah, it's good, man. That shit's good.
Did you see the latest episode?
I believe so.
With the
one from Friday,
the deaf kid.
Deaf?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it came out
Sunday.
I guess they released it Friday because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they released it early.
I watched
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. Whoo, that's some hard shit to watch, man. There's some heartbreaking shit.
Show's good though, right?
It is fantastic. It's fantastic.
I've started playing the game.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
So
actually,
that's the replacement now that you're done with Doom?
Caleb let me borrow his, and then Laura ended up buying it for me for Valentine's Day. Oh. So I didn't tell her that Caleb let me borrow his.
Yeah.
So they remastered it, right?
Yeah, it's the remaster version. It's just like this. Like it's like I'm like, oh, I know where to go here.
That's why I wish you played the. I've been saying for years.
But I'll tell you, having
that
seen
first scene is just
so having seen both.
Yeah,
I'm happy I saw it the way I saw it.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Tell me why.
Because I wouldn't have had the same feeling watching it on the game. Like I'm happy I saw it the way.
Okay.
But with just that opening scene.
So you think the show has no more emotional resonance?
No, not necessarily. I think it's a subjective thing. Like I think that I respond more to real human beings generally.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I don't have that much differentiation because they use real actors and voice acting and mocap,
and they invest more in her character before the event.
Oh yes,
so you get to spend more time with her. You get more connected to her.
Yeah, the way they did in game was to save from having more
the play experience.
Yeah, exactly. You get to be her, and then just
100%.
Yeah.
Who were the actors that played it for the game? Was it Ellen Page back before she became Elliot Page?
No, it's not Ellen Page.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's one of the people from Ashley Johnson from Critical Role, and
much more of a Southern accent on Joel though in the game than in the show.
Well, yeah, it's funny. You hear his little Texas twang pop out every once in a while on the show, but it's not heavy.
It's much more believable in the game.
But yeah, because I went into it much like I like to do most things, is going into it without knowing anything. So like I went into playing Last of Us, like survival horror with good story driven. So that first scene, like both me and Krista was like,
yeah,
fuck,
yeah. I'm
like I enjoyed, the acting was so fucking good.
I enjoyed both, but that I'm 100% okay with the way I saw it.
Good, I'm glad.
I did see someone had clipped out that scene where they're driving away from the two dudes' house, in their truck, and they, like she finds that magazine. Why the page is sticky, that whole bit.
Oh, yeah.
Like they laid it right. It's literally like shot for shot, word for word
with the game,
from the game, which is cool to see.
I mean, even that one level, like what I was saying, I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, this is probably a level, or the second episode.
Yeah,
it was.
It's laid out.
It 100% was.
And as I watch it now, I'm like,
like when they're hiding from the lights and the search, and all that.
Yeah.
This is like you and like when like comic movies start getting popular and you start yelling at everybody. I've been fucking telling you comics is good. Like all of us, like Last of Us stands are like, bro, we've been telling us for years to play this fucking game, and now you're trying to tell me how good the show is, and I'm fucking telling you how great the game was.
Well, with me, it's like
didn't want to fucking listen.
There's a bunch that I hear about that I do believe. It's just if it wasn't such a pain in the dick to play fucking video games, I'd play them more. Like Red Dead Redemption, I feel like it's another game that I hear about all the time. So like if they made a Red Dead Redemption show, I would expect if it was staying true to the game that it would be good. And it's the same with The Last of Us. Because I had heard such a good thing. I believe it. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to put this fucking game in and sit here for fucking 45 minutes while my fucking system decides how to figure it out. It's like,
I'm gonna have to colonize you.
yes, colonize. That's what it is.
Colonize me.
I finished reading the Inventing the Pinkertons book.
Speaking of Red Dead,
Yeah, nice transition. It was fine. There was some interesting information there, but like the narrative, the book was written like a textbook, and it was dry. I speed read through it. I can dig in and read, or I can just kind of glance through the page and get the high points, and that's what I ended up doing. I started a new book. It's 1177 BC, the year civilization collapsed. It's a pretty interesting read, talking about it's a lot of the parallels of things that are in the Bible versus like what really happened with these situations during the Hittites, if I'm saying that right, and the different pharaohs in Egypt. There was a pharaoh in Egypt that was actually a woman who portrayed herself as a man while holding down her stepson, who should have been the rightful king. And it's like more than likely he helped with her demise and then erased her from history. It's very interesting.
There's a lot of that, like, even Egyptian art and stuff that, like, from a 20th century,
colonizer standpoint
perspective, seems androgynous.
Yeah, it does. I mean, they're all they wear the eye makeup and
that's why I love Stargate.
Make themselves pretty.
The Pharaoh in Stargate.
Yeah, very androgynous. That's a good fucking movie. Man.
It is.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it in a while.
I watched it.
What about the 14 seasons of TV shows?
Never.
I couldn't. I tried. I couldn't. It was too fucking goofy, man. I was excited, but it was not like the movies.
But shout out to Sanjay. I talked about reading some history books here, and he sent me four books in the mail. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, stuff he had read that he thought I'd enjoy. So, the Big Burn.
Too smart to be listening to us, really.
I know. He's a learned doctor, Joe.
Yeah, some people are like, I'm like, why are some of you guys listening to this dumb shit? I feel bad.
He sent me The Big Burn, which is about some forest fires. Teddy Roosevelt's involved as the president. They're trying to preserve things. The butchering.
There's an episode on him on Cancel.
Yes, I saw that. The butchering art, which just reading the blurb in the back, it sounds like some of the people who decided that, hey, we can do surgery without ripping these people to shreds and, progress medicine some.
Well, now we got robots.
Yeah.
Krista's going to get a robot to do her hernia surgery.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome.
And a couple others that look super interesting. So I'm interested in digging into those. My wife said I'm officially old because I have a gray beard. I have glasses now, and
Get your asshole scraped.
I got my asshole scraped, and I'm reading books about Teddy Roosevelt.
And we were having this conversation while he was like sitting back on his recliner in his shop with lasers and fucking saws everywhere. I'm like, you old as fuck, bro.
Yeah. Do you sleep with a cap on?
I do not. Actually,
the next step.
I tried the other night because it was super fucking cold. But
that's the next step.
I can't deal with it.
Is The Big Burn a work of fiction, or is it based on truth?
It's based on yeah.
No, he's old. He's really.
It's not like it's not like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Which was a good read.
There's a lot of.
I read that years ago.
Like,
I choose that version of
Teddy
history.
Roosevelt. So
I've had canon about history. All right.
I watch I catch myself doing old man shit with that too. Like I'm like usually to go to sleep too, but I'm like, man, what do I want to learn about?
Submarine.
I'm like, I talk a lot about Watergate, but I don't really know what the fuck happened. Let's do that tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever get to that point. Like I specifically choose to like learn about fake history, like fate. It's like completely not real, but like much more interesting to me.
Well, I love doing that too, but like I said, we talked about this last week. I just rarely find somebody that I can fucking tolerate. They're either too nerdy or their cadence is too obnoxious.
Yeah, it's hard to find somebody.
They try to do that radio voice type deal. Yeah.
As people say, turning the show off. Tell me about it.
Bobby's got the radio voice.
There's this YouTube channel.
Thank you, alcohol and cigarettes.
It helps. It helps.
Yeah.
There's this YouTube channel I subscribe to, and I watch pretty regularly. It's called Weird History.
And
there's one guy that does all the voiceovers, and he's got a cadence that I like, and he makes it the most uninteresting thing. He makes it funny, but like I clicked it on one day and it wasn't him, it was somebody else. I'm like, fuck this shit.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And it podcasts, like, if I hate to say this, sometimes if I listen to a podcast and it's not the usual cast, it's like, I don't want to listen to these people.
Yeah.
No offense to the B team here.
Well, that time that we swapped at the whole cast on Shattered Cast, people were fucking.
Oh, that one, yeah, for the one
over the April Fools.
Yeah.
Everyone was
great. And Jisk and
everyone just acted
great.
like that. Everyone just acted like it was nothing had happened.
Yes, that was a great gag.
There's no
we did the whole show.
You made it through the whole.
I think it was me, Jisk, and Tyler L did like a cold open basically for this show, and just like nothing had mentioned. We're like, and this episode is brought to you by HelloFresh or Blue Ale. And then you guys were like, psych.
Yeah, that was great.
Are you around tomorrow? Do you work tomorrow?
I do work tomorrow, but I should be off early-ish. What's up?
I have an idea for. Well, it's not my idea. It's Ricky's idea. To be fair, before a gag.
We'll talk about off air.
Okay, so to speak. Hey yo.
I don't mind a gag.
All right.
Hey, let's go over here. We got to go do this and we got to do that.
That's a great bit.
That's so good.
I forgot you had that as a button.
I know we made. Did you have the Mario trailer in the notes? Okay, then I'll.
No, we did it last week.
Oh, well, hang on. The one that's the song from the. It's the Mario Brothers and Plum Ends Our Game. Have you not seen that?
No.
I showed it to Joe yesterday. It's basically they take that music and they made a commercial.
Oh, really?
For the Mario Brothers plumbing service.
The vibe of it, I feel like John Leguizamo could have done that. It's much more that vibe.
Well,
that
did
really
you see
New Yorkie vibe?
The Last of Us? Yeah, I think we talked about it on The Last of Us Mario mashup from SNL when Pascal was on it. That was perfect.
That was great. What's funny is as another guy we watch, I think the channel's North of the Border. A guy makes clay sculptures.
Canada?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he is in Canada. He makes clay sculptures, and he had just done a Last of Us Mario.
Oh, man, yeah.
And honestly, that's one of the reasons I started. I didn't realize the whole mushroom thing. I'm like, well, that's clever. I didn't realize that was kind of like how all this came to be. So, those two things.
You don't watch the movie? The mushrooms were taking over everything in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Fuck y'all. If y'all hate it,
awful.
You're dumb.
Awful.
You can't enjoy the fucking simpler things in life. That's your problem.
That's probably true, actually.
CrashboxCustoms.com is open. We have our Office 23 set up. It's got magnets.
I expect your orders to be late because I'm going to be over there lasering the shit out of things.
Yeah. I lasered acrylic for the first batch last night. And let me tell you, that shit's foul.
The cuts are smooth.
They're smooth.
There's no fucking way to cut acrylic like that by hand.
No, No, and it's actually
sanding.
But the cuts, I say the cuts are so smooth. You got to say
Next up, Bobby does Eddie Murphy.
By the time you hear this, you will be able to go to our Crashbox YouTube, and we'll have kind of I'm calling it the open house. We're having a walkthrough to kind of show the functionality of this stuff. It's all modular. It's actually some ideas I've been working on for a long time. Like, you can buy as many of these panels, and I've made a little adapter that can make, if you want to buy 100 pieces and make this gigantic, ridiculous 100-foot wall, you can. And I'm looking forward to doing that. And then Bad Batch, I'm up to speed.
I am too.
And I'll tell you, these last two episodes are pretty good.
It's really on a roller coaster ride.
It is. But these are dealing with the politics of what the fuck do we do with these clones. That's basically the premise of these two episodes.
It makes sense.
But then the one after that is trash. That's the problem.
So they kind of blend. So I watched them back to back because I got behind it.
There's two episodes that deal with the clones.
Yeah.
In transitioning from clones to stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then there's another episode where they get lost in a cave.
Did that one come out today?
I don't know. I watched it today.
Then it might have come out today. Okay. So I haven't seen. Okay. So it seems like there's going to be some good stuff, and then there's the freak of the week.
Right.
Go find something. But those two were. It was kind of heartfelt and made you feel like these people. The clones. they're lost. I mean, and they're going to be even more.
They were literally created for a purpose that no longer exists.
Yeah.
But like one of the things that was great about it is like, you know, this senator. So the Empire wants to phase clones out and introduce recruitment.
A conscripted army, as they call it.
And there is a senator fighting for basically like clone rights, which is fucking awesome.
I think so.
But what's cool is they're playing chess, and the senator thinks she has a checkmate. And then the Emperor reveals, but you weren't watching my rook, and fucking takes the game.
Yeah.
It's very Star Warsy, you know.
It is, and that kind
and the Bad Batch are barely in it.
Right. You know, that stuff, like that's what I want out of that show. I mean,
agree.
and I listen. I understand you're selling toys to children, and that's all well and good. But throw some of this, you know. And I'm sure there's plenty of people like, the politics is bullshit. I want to see lightsaber battles.
Right.
I don't mind a lightsaber battle, but I'd probably at this point, I'd in that format, I'd rather get some.
The action needs to accentuate the story. It does, not the other way around.
Not just pure.
Yeah. And that's I think that's it for me this week.
I finished reading Ultimate X-Men Volume 1. I'm on to Ultimate X-Men Volume 2.
Is this
still going though?
Is it a reread? Or
no, I've never read it before.
Really?
Oh, I thought you had read it before.
No, I was waiting till I had them all.
Oh gosh, years.
It's not great.
Okay,
it's not great.
Oh, you don't like the Weapon X story?
Well, so far it's not great. It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's like I'm like, I should have gone with something else to read.
I mean, you don't have to keep going.
I know, but I'm just that way. I'll go with this until I get so fed up with it that I stop reading it, and then just stop reading altogether.
Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimates were better reads.
I read the Ultimates. I did not read Ultimate Spider-Man. Let's see what else. I did some other things. I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall, obviously.
That's a lot of fucking books to read that you don't enjoy, bro.
I'm hoping that
I'm looking at 9 volumes right here.
Consider it my manga.
So maybe by volume 5.
By volume 5, it'll kick in.
I wish you would read them. I would loan you my Berserk books if you would promise to fucking read them. That's good.
It's black and white though, right?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, I can't be bothered.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I make too much money to read black and white.
Damn.
That's why you can't enjoy Mario Brothers.
Mario Brothers?
The movie.
Oh, yes.
Marlboro?
But I think I'm going to enjoy
I could use a
the other
Marlboro.
Super Mario
that
Brothers.
shit up. I haven't smoked in like a couple weeks.
All right. I got a couple things here, actually. So I did watch some movies. I watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but I also watched District 9.
Oh,
yeah. Still good. Still good. And still holds up really well because of the way it's shot. Like
I'm still waiting on District 10. Supposedly it's being made.
Sit tight. But I think that like because they shot it the way they did, even though the effects are kind of like not necessarily up to the standard, I think
It's still pretty good.
I think it holds up.
it holds up because
it's blurry cam.
Yeah, because
Shaky cam, yeah.
it's smart though that way. You know, like it's like I don't think it'll ever get outdated visually because they shot it like it was on a home camera or something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
Because
like,
you always got that vibe.
And is Chappie the other one that he did that's like shot kind of similarly to that?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
a little bit.
That one's
Yes,
good too.
that
like
is
all the
good.
guys' movies.
Huh?
I like all the guys' movies.
Yeah.
Elysium was another one. It's all the same actor.
Yeah, Elysium was really good.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Is that the Tom Cruise? No, that's Matt Damon.
That was Matt
Damon. Tom
Damon.
Cruise is Oblivion, which is like similar vibes, but
Yeah.
Elysium is better.
I watched Life.
With Eddie Murphy.
Yep. Jana wanted to watch it, so
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
what'd you think?
she loved it.
Yeah, it's
Loved
great,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
What's your cornbread? I fucking love that shit.
It's good, dude.
Has she seen The Golden Child yet?
Yep.
What'd you think of that?
Loved it. She loves Eddie Murphy, like all that shit. So the only one that we haven't shown her is 48 Hours, just because some stuff in that.
What about the Dracula one?
Oh no.
Vampire in Brooklyn? You didn't watch
Vampire in
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn,
Come on.
I don't count.
Baby, you were just in Brooklyn.
No, I don't count.
know,
that.
right?
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Hey, let's go over here. We got to go do this and we got to do that.
Vampire in Brooklyn. That's a little stinker of a movie.
It's classic.
Let's see. I know I watched something else. I've been watching Your Honor, but I'm behind on an episode.
That's the Bryan Cranston show, right?
It's fucking great. And
Is that on HBO?
Showtime.
Showtime.
Oh, okay.
And I've been watching what's the other show I've been watching? Oh, Last of Us, but I'm behind an episode in that too. I also I had some interesting stuff with Jaina this week. I feel like I'm forgetting something off my nerd week, but so Jaina is letting kids cheat off of her in school.
Oh, I did that.
Oh,
So it's interesting because like my wife was like, "Fucking, what are you doing? You're you know, like."
well, how did you guys find out?
She told us.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
She's blatant out.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I had more of a conversation with her about it, like why, you know, and et cetera. She was like, look, she was like, it's not like I'm giving them my work and they're copying it down. She's like, I just kind of get out of the way. And if they look, they look. And if they copy it, they copy it. And I was like, yeah, but like for what? And she was like, well, I mean, like, to be honest, like it's raising my social standing.
Yes, that's what I
Yep.
did.
I mean, it's,
And I was
it's
like,
a way to do it.
And I was like, well, but you understand it's not real, right? Like these people are not really your friends. And if you stop doing that, they're going to stop fucking with you. They're not your friends. And she's like, yeah, I know they're not my friends. It just makes life easier as I'm walking through the hallway with people saying hello to me instead of, you know,
Yeah.
whatever else.
I mean,
Smart girl.
she's starting to learn.
And I'm like, God damn it.
Learn
Like,
how to navigate.
That's
It's-
why you want to go to school
politics,
to
yeah.
learn this shit. I mean,
yeah.
I
like
mean, that's,
instead of being homeschooled, like this.
Well, so my concern is like, well, look, if you get into the habit of letting people take advantage of you for your social standing or for some other reason, I was like, it gets progressively worse and the stakes get progressively higher.
yeah, it's true.
And she's like, no, I know what you mean. You're saying if someone was, she's like, you're saying if someone was to, like, if I get into high school and someone was to leverage sex that way, I would not be interested in that. I'm not interested in anything. This is relatively harmless on my part. I'm just getting out of the way and I'm getting the payback for it. And I was like, okay, well, if you get caught, they're going to hold you responsible the same way they're going
and
to
those
hold
kids are going to throw you under the bus in a heartbeat.
100%. She's like, no, I understand that. That's also why I don't say anything about it. I just get out of the way. If they pull me up, everyone thinks I'm living in the fucking clouds. If they pull me up about it, I'm just going to be like, they were doing what? To who?
Just fucking
To,
smart.
You know, and I'm
Just
like,
playing chess, they pin checkers.
yeah. And I was just like, it was just a hard thing to argue. So I was like, look, I understand that you're in a weird spot now. I was like, but when you start over in 9th grade, don't get in the habit of doing this shit. Like, you know, start anew. I like now you've kind of fucked yourself because if you do start clamping up on it now, you're gonna go from being a nobody to a somebody to a target. And I understand the position. My wife's washing dishes more furiously as she's like, it's fucking wrong and wrong is wrong. And I'm like, I know, but do you remember what it felt like to be fucking
but
young?
you just got to
Yeah.
put yourself in those shoes, and people forget that. But also,
Yeah.
I'm less worried because she's so cognizant of it. Because some people don't realize they're being used, right?
Yeah,
For
but
her, to me, you saying this, it's more of a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
They both get something out of it,
Yeah,
and she
that's
realized
how
the exchange.
she was saying it.
Right?
That's how she was saying
It's an
it.
exchange.
Yeah,
correct. It's not parasitic.
But it was like,
and she knows it. That's the main thing is she knows it.
yeah, it was a tough conversation to have though, like to navigate.
Yeah.
Because it was like, damn, like
She's not wrong.
So when
I know what's right and wrong here, but you have a good argument.
when she switches to ninth grade to a different school for high school, or how many of these people are going to follow her there?
I don't know.
and expect the same treatment.
Yeah, you get to high school and different classes.
you get to be a different person when
that's true.
And Jana will be in the smart class.
Yeah,
That's true. She will be divvied up a
You
little
know,
bit
and the
more.
kids. I doubt as many
chocolate dice with
kids
the
are
chocolate
interested in cheating in AP pre-calculus
Yeah, no.
classes as they are, whatever plebeian classes she's in now.
but it's like it really is like you said. I put in my notes here. I was like, it really is a give and take.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I think-
It's like not okay by school rules, and therefore it's not
Yeah,
okay. But
fuck
just
rules.
in terms of life,
and like, 'cause
Well, I
she's
mean-
not losing her like education, whatever. It's these other kids are fucking losing out because
Correct.
they're gonna keep being shitty.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
You know,
like I said, I can relate because I've been in similar situations. So
and the
One-
teacher could pay attention too.
And then one last thing with Jana. So Valentine's Day yesterday, she doesn't have a beau to call her own. But she got into an argument with this dude in her group chat that she's had arguments with before. The one that got upset and then said it was okay because Jana's mom has Hispanic roots, and then therefore she's an oppressed person and she's allowed to have an opinion.
Oh boy. Come
yeah.
on.
Avatar 2. Oh,
So anyway, that same boy she got into it with, and this boy's soft.
sounds like it.
I say that to say this. Jana was like, she was talking about it. She was getting frustrated talking about it. and she was like, and all the boys are like this now, all of them. They're all like they don't want to hurt any. They don't want to. They have their hair back in a ponytail, and they just don't want to. And then she said, "We need to." This is a quote. We need to bring back bullying, and we need to bring back male toxicity.
Wow! This is from a child.
Raised by Bobby, though.
Wow. Yes, that's true. That's true.
She said, it's gotten out of hand.
So Kennedy is in high school. She's a freshman, and she said there's this 11th grader that has been chatting her up, and he sent her a message and asked her out, but it was like the most
I thought she had
passive aggressive, like, I know there's probably better looking guys out there.
Oh.
And she's like, I'm not interested in this dude. He's got a neck beard. That's what she said. And he's shorter than me.
Don't they all?
So, just, some of that vibe's definitely what I've seen.
And then moving on to, I want to say I saw something else this week, but I can't place it. Moving on to notes.
Did we talk about
what? Oh, we had the dinner.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Did we talk about calzones?
We got together for calzones on Saturday night.
Good.
Oh, was this past Saturday?
I enjoyed.
Good.
I mean, the food was phenomenal, and like the time, like it was good for me.
So
it was, like I'm very particular with my socialization.
Yeah,
and that is perfect.
Well, the three of us haven't gotten together.
At Waffle House.
Well, I mean, where the families, like
we haven't gone to Olive Garden.
Hey, let's go over here. We got to go do this and we got to do that.
Hey, that's too Italian.
All kidding aside, we should do a family dinner at Olive Garden or Manaloose if you want to upscale it.
Oh yeah, I'm down for the Manaloose.
We haven't.
But it was like we haven't got together, with the families and everything. And it's been forever. It's been forever. So it was nice to chill. Like, and honestly, that all came from the Adam fallout, really is where that idea came from of like, man, let's get together and
off air
and make sure that the relationships are good, and that not everything is on the mic and so to speak. And we just, I guess then COVID happened, that made it complicated, and then we tried to get it back going again, but then schedules and it gets complicated.
The weird part for kind of for me lately, because there's things I've been wanting to talk. We've talked a lot about it, but like for whatever reason, the first thing that came to mind because I have a hard time talking was like, why don't you just get on the mic and talk? Because like I don't know what, because I'm so used to talking on mics and Twitch and everything. it's just like I have in the past, because I'm not good at confrontation or talking. Like I have in the past talked to people in the same room via text because I have such a hard time talking. So I'm like, not even without recording, I think I would be more comfortable just putting the headphones on and talking on the mic. It sterilizes for me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, there were some times where I was like, I think looking back on it with Adam, I was like, man, I'm gonna wait until it's on mic, because then I feel like, for one, nobody can run from the conversation,
that
him or I, and then for two, it's like you when you know that other people are going to be paying attention to what you're saying, you're a little bit more careful about what you say.
It's on record.
Yeah. So like, so I think I think I did that. I don't know if knowingly or subconsciously in the past, but I it's one of the things I always wanted to kind of get us together somewhat regularly, so that we weren't just spending 3 hours a week every week in front of a microphone and then going our separate ways. And but we kind of gotten away from it, so it was nice to get together and just have a little chill music in the background and some drinks and talk some shit and catch up on gossip that's not necessarily on mic gossip, and it was good, man. It was great times.
Yeah. So
sure.
We're gonna
Who made the calzones?
I did. Laura made the dough, and actually, Jordan, he was actually here last week off mic. He made a thing of dough as like a thank you, so we used his as well.
Wow!
And then Laura made 2 different sauces.
Wow!
And,
all right.
And we grated our own cheese, and
nice. So it was like a sweet sauce and a naan.
Technically, one's like a more traditional style sauce, and one's a more New York, Sicilian style sauce. But,
nice.
But I prefer the Sicilian style sauce, but they're both good. But yeah, we made like it was good.
That's good. Just hanging out the whole time while you're like making, and then sitting on the table and then eating while
and the food was coming out, so like, you kind of get a piece, and you like it's almost like appetizers almost, like this constant string.
But Krista ate like I feel like she ate.
She put it away.
She loves eating. She I don't know. I feel like she ate at least a whole one by herself.
Yeah, she put it away.
It's good stuff, man.
But next time I think she's talking about making prime rib for next time. I know I'm not like probably not going to be enough of feed family of 3, but we can talk about
we'll work something out
next time.
And I'm still trying to get some Southern fried chicken.
Yeah,
I know,
bro. I wasn't there for it, but I know something gone awry the day before.
Yeah,
with fried chicken.
Oh, do I know about it? No, I don't think so.
Because the first thing that came in the house, Kelly was like, "Does it smell like fried chicken?" I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "No, it smells like fucking potpourri."
I didn't tell this story. So, Super Bowl, we decided we wanted to make some wings. So Kelly made wings and we fried them, and of course that leaves quite a smell in your house. She covered the pot one time and it overflowed, and there was oil everywhere.
Worst thing to fucking clean up.
It was. It's still everywhere, but they were fucking fantastic.
Nice.
But yeah, it does. I remember like waking up in the middle of the night and like I guess it was lingering in the HVAC system. I'm like, oh wow,
because oil like it leaves a film on things and will forever. Did you guys? Did Krista make Korean fried chicken for you guys before?
I don't think so.
She did the barbecue.
She did something when
the barbecue.
She did the barbecue, and the barbecue was awesome.
Okay, but next time maybe we can just have a wings day where you guys make wings and she make wings and just have
with like the sesame seed crunch. Yeah, those are good.
She not Krista, but my wife got an invite for a Super Bowl party.
Oh,
and I was actually like, let's go.
Yeah,
like not for the game. I don't give a shit.
I don't even know who played.
So it was the Eagles and the Chiefs.
It was actually a really good game.
And I've heard that. I was rooting for the Eagles just because Philly.
Okay.
I like Philly more than Kansas City just because I've never been to Kansas City, and Philly feels like Baltimore's big brother.
Yeah, it's right up there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Driving distance.
But then I realized that I know somebody that I fucking don't care for that was rooting for Philly, so then I switched sides.
It's nice to have a stake and you switch sides, right?
Super petty.
And then I was victorious. But anyway, I was kind of like, that could be fun, like food and drinks and just talk some shit and get to meet some new people. And I was like, nope, I don't want to do that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine too. I guess we'll just sit here, and that's fine. And then I was like, well, her kid was supposed to get up with Selena that day, and then had to cancel because of the Super Bowl. And then I was like, oh, so we didn't even get invited. We got my kid can't go to your house because of this party I'm having. Now that I've told you I'm having a party, would you also like to come? And I was like, never mind then. I'm good. I don't want to be. I don't want a sympathy invite. I'll just sit over here quiet in this dark room by myself. Moving on to notes. Rest in peace to Trugoy from De La Soul. He passed away. It's only reason why I mention this is because it's like God's sick fucking sense of humor. So for those that don't know, De La Soul was a group, 3-member group, part of a larger conglomerate called Native Tongues, which consisted of Busta Rhymes, Leaders of the New School, Black Sheep, a Tribe Called Quest, perhaps most notably, et cetera, et cetera. Common Sense was kind of loosely affiliated. They went through this huge ordeal with their catalog. And their catalog hasn't been on streaming services and such because of this legal ordeal that they've been going through with whoever owned the rights to it, which is probably Universal in some regard, but don't quote me on that. They just got it cleared. And their shit is all getting ready to hit streaming under their control like next month. Like they just got it sorted out.
So they finally started making money off that, and then he passed away.
He passes away. He had like a history of a family history of heart issues, and
he was only 54, I think.
Yeah, caught up with him, and it's just such a bummer. I mean, a legendary group. Me, Myself, and I for the old school hip hop shit. Bummer. So rest in peace to him, and thoughts and prayers and likes and shares to his family, friends, and fans. Next, Disney reorganizing. So Iger's Disney reorganization. He's implemented a sweeping reorganization of the company's operations, creating a Disney entertainment business to be led by Dana Walden and Alan Bergman, as well as a separate unit for ESPN. Josh D'Amaro will remain in charge of the third division of the company, which is Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products. Walden, the TV chief, or content chief, who was promoted last year to chairman of Disney General Entertainment, and Bergman, the film veteran, who has most recently served as chairman of Disney Studios Content, will be peers at the top of Disney Entertainment, which will include the global film and TV content production operations of Marvel Studios, Pixar, Disney, Hulu, ABC, Disney Channel, and other entertainment-related assets.
Wow.
The only other thing I wanted to mention from this is Iger's announcement of the reorganization news Wednesday on Disney's earnings call, during which company execs discussed their promising quarterly results as well as Disney Plus's first ever subscriber loss. While revealing the new plan, Iger stated the focus is now to return to creativity and storytelling being the center of the company, and they're laying off 7,000 employees.
7,000.
That goes along with all the other layouts that are going on right now.
Hasbro laying off a lot of people too.
Hasbro.
Everyone is laying off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Roomba is laying off a bunch of people too.
Because they make robots to replace them with.
Well, Amazon bought them. Amazon bought Roomba.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Kelly said, why? So they can map out everybody's houses? Probably.
What I found,
better deliver stuff for.
Bob Iger is obviously, I think, a creative dude that, at least in a business sense, knows what to do and how to do it. Like, I have faith in the dude. It's interesting that Star Wars is not mentioned at all in any of that shit. You know, like just no mention of it. Like it just doesn't exist.
They don't, if I touch your subject, they don't want to.
Well, I'm guessing because Kathy Kennedy, I think her contract comes up this summer. And I'm guessing she'll probably retire just because she's
time.
Yeah, it's time. But then people on the blogs will be like, I told you 5 years ago they're gonna fire her.
5 years ago.
But be that as it may, I'm guessing a shakeup is coming there soon. I would imagine. But she was also grooming, not in the trendy sense of the word, but in the literal sense of the word.
Trendy sense of the word. I don't know if that's the right description, but okay.
I mean, it's a very trendy thing to say now.
Yeah.
But she is grooming someone to take her role. I don't know, another young lady. I don't know who she is really or what her resume is per se. But I know that it seemed like she was conditioning her to take over. And then we have a trailer park of shit to go through. And Chris, I'll allow you to take the reins, or perhaps the wheel is a better,
so to speak,
and that analogy to make.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a full trailer for Fast.
I want to say this. I was exhausted from the trailer.
Yeah. I'm just impressed that you watched it.
I did. I watched it so I could talk to you about it.
So we have
the whole family now.
We have kids in
big family.
Aquaman's in it.
Yeah. Looking weird.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
shaved?
He's just got a goatee. He's got a goatee.
He used to be shaved?
No.
It's not clean shaven though.
Oh, okay.
He's got like a goatee.
He's got a goatee, but he's clean shaven on the sides.
And it's just strange.
And that's weird.
Wasn't he completely clean shaven like Conan?
I don't know.
Yes,
he did
was.
something where,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't even remember him that. I've only know him from I've seen Conan, but I only really know him from Game of Thrones and Aquaman, and he looks very similar in both of those.
Yeah. Conan, well, he was clean shaven.
Yeah, so it ties in story-wise to, I believe it's Fast 5, the one that took place in Brazil. And they show Paul Walker in the trailer in that, like, some flashback scenes. And a lot of people are, I wonder if they're going to, like, if this is, where they're going to digitally insert Paul Walker. Because he's not dead in the franchise. In case he's just off raising his children. So it'll be interesting to see. But I did notice that, and I don't know if P. Diddy is up to something.
It's just Diddy, I think.
Whatever. But
I don't know, Bobby. Tell us.
What's
his name now?
There are 3 trailers, and I cannot remember because one of them was just like one line. But the Fast trailer is Notorious Thugs in the remix version. Yes.
And
then I'm sure the Transformers trailers we mentioned is also
a big.
Is also
juicy.
A biggie remix. So it seems to be the thing to do is use these older classic songs in a remix.
I think it works for Fast and the Furious. Yeah. I don't think it works for Transformers. I think a score is better for Transformers. And I also think that, like, actually what is being said by Big doesn't make sense for the trailer. I think somebody actually said to themselves, the robots are big. Let's get. I'm telling you, I think that's the connection.
Yeah, it could be.
That's so dumb.
Yeah,
and the third one, I want to say it's a line from Warning, where somebody's got to die, and it's just like one phrase they use. I can't play. I looked
in the trailer?
In the trailer for something they showed in the Super Bowl, and I went back and looked through the list of movies that and I cannot remember.
Wait, this is gonna be another
was.
Transformers movie?
Yeah, it's the
Rise of the Beast.
Oh yeah, right. I completely erased that from my brain.
Yeah, which, man, why is it? I understand you rip Jazz apart, but come on, it's literally that.
It's
car.
literally
and
Jazz.
It's
Just like they did with Starscream. It's literally Starscream. Why you call it?
Yep, Blitzwing.
Blitzwing.
The Porsche logo is in the freaking, like, one of the trailers I saw, like the O in
It's
Transformers.
because
is the
they
Porsche
still
logo.
want the continuities to line up. That's the only reason.
It doesn't. None of it. I feel like I'm a crazy person.
Yeah, well, the problem is that
It doesn't line up.
none of it lines up.
None of it. Not even the first and second
two,
one.
Nothing.
Whoever was
from
on
2
task with the
on.
continuity Bible for those films,
There's no fucking Bible.
There is
they
nobody.
cut and left.
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be a position.
I'm sure by myself I will go see that in the theater the weekend it comes out. The
Transformers?
The Fast
Oh, Fast and Furious, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause-
there'll be a ton of people seeing it with
Well-
you. It just won't be anybody you know.
Phil, let me say this a different way. I will be buying a single ticket.
Yeah.
So
Like-
Mason
like
won't even go.
No, honestly, my brother and I used to always go to them
Okay.
together, but, you know, that's not happened. The 11th movie of the franchise.
But it's Fast 10.
It is.
Because of
But-
Calvin and Hobbes.
Yep, Calvin and Hobbes, the live-action
God.
movie
Hey,
starring.
I don't know what it is.
Don't besmirch my favorite
And The Rock-
newspaper strip with that.
And The Rock is
horrible
not
film.
in it, right?
No,
because
him
he has a
and-
beef with Vin
Him
Diesel.
and Vin Diesel had some beef.
Really?
They should go wrestle.
But honestly,
I think people would watch it.
And Tyrese too, right?
Tyrese is in it.
Yeah, no, but didn't Tyrese get into some beef with The Rock also?
He just won his
His-
baby back.
His beef was you're making this movie without any of the other cast, and I ain't making no money
Right.
because it was him and Jason Statham did the Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah.
I think it's Hobbes and Shaw, if we're being
Oh.
honest. But,
Yeah.
Same difference.
yeah.
Calvin Hobbes is an award-winning newspaper strip.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we're everybody's familiar with Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, I'll care when they have a live action.
I liked when I read which was rare, but when I read it, I liked what is it, non sequitur or what is that?
Non sequitur. Non sequitur, yeah.
That was my favorite one to read. I wanted to see if this was on there. We haven't played it in a while.
I used to have all the Calvin and Hobbes books.
Yeah, I still
have
do
a
somewhere. I think
few.
I have all the soft cover ones.
I'm not doing anything illegal, but I don't want
This is Tyrese.
doing anything illegal either. I just came to make some trash. I just want my baby. I just want my baby. I just want my baby. I just want my baby.
Poor guy.
I just want my baby. I just want my baby.
I forgot about this.
Baby, what more do you want from me?
There's a bot, man.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
My goodness.
Want from me?
All right, still slaps. Still slaps.
God, it's so good.
Poor Tyrese.
And for those that don't know, that's Baltimore club music. It's a music kind of specific to the area. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny little trailer.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's fine.
I have a good feeling about that movie. I'm not sure why, but it feels like it's gonna work.
Sure.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, I'll watch it when it comes on screen.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 looked fine.
Yep.
It looks like it's
it
gonna
all-
be emotional.
Yeah,
does.
but
Yeah.
it start like maybe because I'm out of it now. You know, since Doctor Doom 2, no, Strange 2. I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
But it all like just looks and feels same. Like you can play that trailer and then play the Ant-Man trailers, and I'm like, oh, same movie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
I will say it.
same colors, same theme, same
Yeah.
beat, same
Yeah.
Anybody plan on
loadiness.
seeing Ant-Man?
Huh?
Anybody plan on seeing Ant-Man
Yeah, I'll
in
see it.
theater?
I'll watch it when
yeah.
it streams. I'm sure.
I don't know if I'm not pressed to see it. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Just because I don't really care about the
Yeah.
like. You know, like, but I'll see it. Like, you know, Laura and I, like, you know, we snuck away a couple days to like watch a movie here and there, like while the kids were at school, which has been nice. But I don't know.
Well, Kelly and I, our next venture to the theater will be for Cocaine Bear.
That should be pretty good.
They had I saw on the morning shows today, they had some of the cast on there.
Oh, really?
Not Ray Liotta.
No, they didn't have him, but
Well,
it's funny. I'm like, oh, there's
dead,
4
passed
people
away.
on stage and 3 of them are from the Star Wars universe.
Oh, really?
Carrie Russell, who played the
The bounty hunter.
bounty hunter, you never saw her
girlfriend.
face in
the
episode
end.
9.
Oh yeah.
And
Female bounty hunter,
then the kid who played, or he's not a kid, the guy who played Han Solo, and and then Ice Cube's kid who was in Obi-Wan. I'm like, look at this.
But I mean, like everyone's
And then
in the Star
Elizabeth
Wars
Banks,
or
who's not in the Star Wars.
everyone's in a Star Wars or Marvel movie nowadays.
They're just
Which is
about.
honestly, everyone's in a Disney movie nowadays.
Yeah.
I was what was it? What was we talking about? I was going to say something about that.
I do like Elizabeth Banks. I think she is.
No,
Yeah,
Elizabeth
she's
Banks.
entertaining.
but I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know when I will see that Ant-Man movie. And then the Flash trailer.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, really, it's the Batman trailer,
There,
right?
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
care
that's the
about
push.
anything else other than it's fucking Batman.
And it looks.
That's. I mean, to be fair, that's how they have to market it. Ezra Miller's
it makes-
been a basket case.
It
in
makes
the
you
news
wonder
media.
and
how
it's-
much they recut it to basically be a Batman movie.
Well, I think they recut it more so to do whatever James Gunn wants to do.
Yep.
You know, it's probably
I think so too.
But seeing Affleck in the blue and gray suit was like, well, look at that.
Yeah.
How about-
How many hot toys can we squeeze out of this one?
A lot.
Yeah, but I'm like, man, like I don't know if I ever thought I'd see
a blue and gray.
a blue and gray Batman
Yeah.
suit on the big
There you
screen.
go.
It's like it's fucking insane. I also noticed like the wall, like the armor, all like the bat suits. That there was like an aquatic one.
Was it? Did you see an Arctic one? Though? Is it an Arctic
Yeah.
one?
All the old
Yeah,
toys.
it was
the Arctic, yeah.
And then they have like I noticed they have
The
like
90s.
the original prototype of the '89 suit is there. The Batman Returns suit with the body armor is there. And then
the Batmobile is where it's at for me, bro.
And then I noticed
Yeah, that's cool.
there's another one all the way to the right. I think it's Nightmare Batman from his universe.
Oh wow.
It's like Keaton's bat suit, but it has like more of a coat and like
trench coat and
goggles
goggles?
on the forehead
Okay.
and shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit!
Yeah, it's
Like,
the Batman.
wow.
Because I thought Ezra Miller's canceled. I thought, is he still doing court stuff? He keeps getting arrested for shit, right?
Well, it seems to me like Warner Brothers said, look, if you want to get paid for this, shut the fuck up and go somewhere and don't be seen, because he is pretty much vanished.
Yeah, ever since the court case where they kind of settled, there's been nothing.
Yeah.
It's been dead
I mean,
silent.
is he going to come back though?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I think this is.
I don't know.
I think it's just too much of a stigma.
This is a vessel to
Get rid of it?
reset everything, which we've been saying for years.
Yes.
That Supergirl, have we seen her before?
I mean, we knew casting last year. That was it. And we saw the costume.
But she hasn't been in anything.
No.
It's not from a show or anything.
No,
but she's
that's
replacing.
I don't like her. I don't like my Supergirl not to be blonde.
Oh, okay.
To me, it's looking.
iconic.
Yeah, it's like when I look at her, I'm just like, that's not Supergirl. Who is that? She looks cool too. I want to know what her story is. But
Right.
Well,
but
do you
I
remember?
I wish Supergirl was in this shit. Though.
Do you remember the animated version of Flashpoint
Yes.
with the super thin Superman, the Project Superman that he discovers?
yes,
So
yes,
that's who that's going to be. That's it. Why it shows her in white first, and then in the costume later. She's supposed to take on Zod.
Oh, she's the Superman.
She's the Project
where they
Super
kept her away
person.
from- they kept her away from the sun.
so she doesn't know. And Flash and Thomas are supposed to rescue her. Or Flash, it's not Thomas in this; it'll be Keaton.
Right.
So they're changing the Flashpoint story, and they're changing it for what they need.
Right.
Which is why I think they haven't showed Eobard at all, because he's a core of the Flashpoint story in the books.
I don't know what that means.
Eobard, Reverse Flash.
Okay.
He's the reason Flashpoint happens.
Yeah,
Oh, the yellow guy.
Yeah. So I think that's why they're doing two Barrys.
because you don't think Reverse Flash.
I don't think Eobard will show up at all.
That's a bummer.
So my prediction is, because in the original comic, when he saves his mom, he changes everything. He wakes up and he doesn't have powers anymore.
Right.
Because he's changed. So in this, because they're doing two versions of him, they're keeping the original Barry having powers, and they're showing the new Barry that grew up with his mom without powers.
Right.
And they show him creating the experiment to give that Barry power, so they both have powers. So I think that Barry will replace Eobard, and he'll turn bad by the end.
That makes sense.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
that way you still have the fight at the end, because that Eobard's not going to want him to go back and make sure mom dies to reset the timeline.
And you'll have to forgive me because, I mean, this
Plug it in and play. This has been a running gag on our.
this movie has been.
Yeah,
it's like 4 years, right?
yeah, I think it's probably been recut probably like 40 times.
Was there at any point in time where Grant, who plays him on the TV show, was
Grant
somehow
Gustin?
involved, or are they going to?
I have no idea.
use
They
that as
did the reverse of that in the show.
Yeah, I knew that.
So I think if they do it, it'll be a quick nod.
Yeah,
I can see them doing
that's
a
all
quick
you're
nod to the show.
There's
So-
rumors popping up now that there's a Bale cameo.
I saw that.
amazing.
I'm sure. The other gaping
Is
hole.
Adam West still alive?
Hey, yo.
The other gaping hole is they're not addressing the Aquaman Wonder Woman war, which is the other lynch point.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
It's way too much. You can't do that in a single film about the Flash.
And it,
Show them the.
do you think it's going to be a 3-hour film?
It was me, Barry. I made them draw Lola Bunny with fewer sexual features so that you would be horny and reduce your blood flow to make you a millisecond slower. Slow enough for me to kill Iris. Remember when you were making out with your first girlfriend and you came right as she touched your leg? It was me, Barry.
That's
You off at
twisted.
super speed so it'd seem like you nutted at just a woman's touch.
It's great. That's been a running gag on it.
That's a great redo of the. That animation is still one of the best,
hilarious,
better animated films that Warner.
Yeah, I mean
put out.
that animation left all the Aquaman, Wonder Woman shit out too.
No, it had it in the background.
Yeah, but nowhere near.
Nowhere near the comic. Yeah, but it still had it in there.
But I mean, in the comic, it's a huge part of it. Like it's overarching.
Because by the end of the story, where he faces off against Dawn, they still have killed each other and everybody's dead.
Yeah, but you can't, like, they couldn't, nobody can do that justice unless you do it as, like, some sort of trilogy or multi-story thing, which they won't, because they're trying to fucking...
Reboot right now, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, which is not a bad idea. And then it'll be, in my opinion, I like, even though I'm excited for some of it, potentially, I think it's going to be a very simple, easily accessible, easily digestible DC universe from now on, which is... I mean, I already have Marvel for that. That's it for notes. Let's see. We do have a couple questions. So let's see. Not many this week. But if you do want to send a question,
you can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com.
I do have the answer for the 3 anime redemption arcs that I'm personally okay with. Is Itachi from Naruto. I know I shit on Naruto, but that's only towards the end. Like the first 3/4 to 90% of Naruto is great. But Itachi is fucking amazing.
Okay.
Everyone loves Itachi though, so that's not a hot take. Vegeta, classic comeback. I mean, he's a fan staple now. Like a lot of people, if you have taste, you would be more of a Vegeta fan than a Goku fan. If you're more of a Goku fan, I'm sorry of your intelligence level.
I love Vegeta.
And lastly is Endeavor, which has been a great redemption arc, which has been a highlight of My Hero Academia. He's portrayed as a real fucking shitbag. He's a hero, very powerful hero, but he's a big shitbag that's now realized he's been being a shitbag to his family.
All right.
And honorable mentions, which aren't anime particularly, is Zuko from Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
There's a fucking great took its time, makes sense, great character, great redemption arc. And Liliana from Magic the Gathering.
All right. Fair enough. Asked and answered. This one is from Alan M. He says, what's the story, boys? I hope all is well and good, and let's get down to some questions. You might have already spoken about it, but thoughts on the last episode of Last of Us? He said it's amazing.
I don't know what...
Which is the last episode, bro. What thing was it?
I don't think it was this one, because this was sent Sunday, so it probably was.
It's Friday.
Yeah, they just watched it.
I haven't seen it.
It was really...
for next week.
It's a hard watch. I mean, there's some emotional shit.
It said you're going on to a fight. What would your walkout song be?
Oh man.
Oh, like what they play before?
Yeah, like when you're walking to the ring.
My walkout music, what it would be? Harvester of Sorrow, probably.
I'm trying to think.
Walk Hard.
I'm going to say a drill song.
A drill song.
Bankroll Boona. Watch how you step.
The phone.
Not come to the party.
You don't hear static?
No.
Okay.
I hear it a little bit.
It might be the phone being too close to the machine. Sometimes.
Mine would be Afternoon Delight. because it would just throw them off so much that when I take my pants off to fight, they're going to be like, "What?" That's the other thing. If I'm in a fist fight, I'm stripping down my underwear, bro.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not all the way down.
I don't know. That's one thing I don't want them to grab.
Dude, mollywop them right in the face.
Joe's ready to get, he's ready to get wild.
Afternoon delight.
It said, Bobby, hope you watched the Super Bowl and have any thoughts on the game. I did not watch the Super Bowl. I actually have the two sports that I have the hardest time watching. I'm not a fan necessarily of watching any. However,
it's your phone.
Was it? I'm sorry, because I didn't hear it.
No, it took
I didn't. The two that I find easiest to watch is baseball and golf.
It's two slowest fucking sports ever.
And if I had to pick another one, boxing.
Yeah, boxing.
Okay, I watch
Yeah,
boxing.
any fight sport really.
But I don't always lump that in the same ball sports situation. You know what I mean?
I can watch anything with a net. Volleyball, tennis, ping pong,
That's weird.
pickleball.
Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Now you put
I like the whole thing.
So great.
Badminton.
I mean, pickleball has a net.
The fuck is pickleball?
I don't know. I think I'm old enough to start playing it now.
Oh shit!
got
Shout
a
out
league.
to Thomas L. He hit me up and said, "If you didn't know, Wu-Tang on Hulu season 3 started today."
I had no idea.
Wow, I didn't know that was still going on.
I'm definitely going to pick that up. That was great. I quite enjoyed those first 2 seasons. So yeah, but the two sports that I had the most difficult time watching, just because I get bored or frustrated watching it, is hockey and football. So those are the two.
More so than soccer? I thought you hate soccer.
Yeah, but even that I've learned. My buddy Gomez watches it a lot, so I end up watching it a lot.
I like watching
And,
those guys throw themselves on the field.
and like it wouldn't be one of my favorites to watch by any stretch. But I do watch when people jump to hit it with their head and miss, and they just look like people imitating dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite part.
And then Joe,
Yo, what?
do you still cosplay? And what was your favorite cosplay you've ever done? Peace out, boys. See you on the other side.
My Kara's armor. I mean, like, hands down, I put the most money and time and effort into it, and I think it looks great, personally. I have not seen a Kara's armor that looks like mine. I don't well, yeah, I'm making something. I don't know if I don't consider myself a cosplayer or cosplay anymore. I'd like to make shit. But I guess I'm now working on something.
All right.
Odegaard armor from Monster Hunter.
It's got a lot of pieces, folks.
It's many pieces.
Holy shit.
Chris, this next one may sit mainly in your wheelhouse, but he does have a question for all of us.
Okay.
Hi guys, this is from Brad B. He says, "Love the show. Thanks for all the time you guys give and helps makes us feel part of a big nerd rage and beyond community.
Cool, yes.
I am just learning about resin part printers.
Oh.
And the details and how smooth they can look has blown my mind compared to the filament-based printers. Chris, do you use resin printers? Much for your dioramas, and do you have a wash machine for your resin prints?"
The answer is yes and yes. I have historically used some resin. I don't use it as much as possible. I have a love-hate relationship, and Joe and I mentioned this yesterday.
It's great when it works. It's amazing.
It's great, and it is fantastic. I've come to the conclusion that I don't have the bandwidth to learn how to do everything. So my wife casually mentioned, I think I'd like to learn how to use the resin printer.
She's doing great.
I ordered her one immediately. Like a brand new one. It's like, let's look, I have these other machines. I fucked with them, and they may just be like, something needs to be fixed. But one out of the box. So she's printed some stuff, some little characters from some stuff she likes, and she printed me some guns and some files I had.
She can print some stuff that she likes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thrown on deck. Yeah.
She's crafty.
I like that song, though. I do like that song.
It is an amazing difference in the quality you can get out of a resin printer, especially if you have it dialed in right. And the materials, like I ordered a kit from a guy the other day, and I'm working on painting it, but like it's got shoulder pauldrons and it's got legs and arms and whatnot, but it's got a waist piece like loincloth type thing, and it's this like you can basically squish it, touch it together, and it's the squishy material. The amount, I think it's called Tenacious, is D? Probably. Middle-aged balding men, much like myself, that play music. But yeah, it's as a wash station. I have an old wash station. It's an Anycubic one. Yeah. Well, I need to invest in a bigger one, but it's a wash and cure station. So the financial point of entry in that has gotten so low now. You can probably for less than $300 get everything you need.
Yeah, when we dabbled into it was like on sale. I got it for like 100 something. I know it was under $200.
Yeah.
Let me just get it and put it in Pinkerton's house.
Yeah, and Joe paid for like at least half of most of my printers, and I've never successfully printed.
No, it's fine. It's just like it's just something fun to fuck around with.
It
It's
is.
just like people don't realize how many. Like they think resin is one thing, but it's so many.
Yeah, it's a lot
100
to
resin.
it.
That's the material quality or the behavior.
Yeah.
Like you said, you have flexible ones, you have super hard ones, so to speak. And fucking I'm surprised you didn't get the 3-foot closet one they can print whole busts with.
Well, I mean, I don't have any use for that. I know Tyler L has some very large machines.
Yeah, but I mean, the quality of it is better than manufactured things because there's no seam lines. It's
right.
Like it just comes out perfect and smooth.
Yeah, and then like the filament printing adds its own challenges to it, but I think the learning curve is a lot shallower than it is with the rest.
And it's probably cheaper and faster to make really big things like,
it definitely
like tanks.
Is. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that will, let's say they're making a car, for example. They'll the frame and the underbody, it'll be all filament because you need the strength, but the actual shape of the body and everything is you're going to do that with resin, so you can have a
much like a real car,
right? Exactly. Not you don't seam lines and whatnot. Like I'm saying.
You can print, there's a silicone printer. You can print silicone nowadays, make dildos and shit. Pocket rocket.
That's right.
Pocket rocket. You can print metal. You can print metal now.
Yep.
You can print whole houses.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you can print whole fucking
they
houses.
use concrete to print houses.
There's a really expensive ass boat that they print. Like the body's all one piece. It's just I'm like, you can't fix that. You put a hole in that bitch, you're done.
Where does the boat go?
When you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup.
I'm sure we're going to see like printed parts for cars.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
That's coming.
He said, Bobby, have you ever tried or thought about using resin printers to print custom pieces to fill those gaps in the collection or make new pieces that you think might never get made? Might be an idea for a passion project once your dioramas are done if you start feeling those creative energies. So oddly enough, I think the guy who owns Mech Fans Toys printed me off a bunch of stuff and mailed it to me, like a Max Rebo, like a bunch of Star Wars, all Star Wars stuff. Like that dude, for those that don't know, that dude's like a huge Star Wars fan. So he printed off a bunch of like Star Wars stuff for customs, and I'm going to do it, but I got to get to like a Games Workshop, and I need to go with you probably for an education on the painting game now, because I need to get back into painting.
Go with Vallejo, man.
Huh?
I was telling Pinkerton yesterday, go with Vallejo.
But they say that some of those magic, the magic of some of this new,
like the contrast painting,
and all that kind of stuff.
I've got, if you ever want to just fuck her, I've got a handful of that stuff. If you ever want to like look at the thing,
they have the best. They do have the best washes
for practice.
We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice.
You're on point with the board today. No misfire yet.
Yeah, that's great. It's great.
So, and then Joe, I'm guessing resin is the way to go for Warhammer.
Yes, 100%.
Have you compared filament and resin pieces in the
Do
past?
not bother with filament.
Yeah, you can't get the details for miniatures.
Doesn't matter. Like it just won't be as good. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like I've seen them. Even the 40K tanks, just to fucking go with full resin.
There you
like
go.
the filament, the amount of, unless you just don't give a fuck about what your shit looks like,
which many do.
Yeah, which many people don't. Like you're gonna have to do so much work with the printed item,
sanding
and and the filling that you might as well just buy a fucking vehicle. But yeah, resin. There's so many free files out there right now too. Just go to Yegi or Thingiverse,
or just Google whatever you're looking for, and then put .stl after
in the know, and then you're in the know, and in a group where people are just sharing files that you don't have to pay for. You can get full Titans,
and even like paying for stuff. Obviously, and if I'm using a piece in a project, I oftentimes feel better about doing that if I've paid for it. Because if I'm just ripping something on, I'm not. I mean, you put it out there for free, and there's not like there's any sort of commercial license available for it.
Right.
But,
I'm just a pirate at heart. Is all.
That's fair.
And then our last question.
You can also like 3D scan stuff now. There's some good 3D scanners. I mean, there's some that come with phone apps and stuff, but they're good 3D scanners where if you have like a rhino, the tank, not the fucking nose, you can just scan it and it becomes a 3D file, and then you can print an identical duplicate of it.
We've got this question or a variation of this question in the past, but great show. Some catastrophic event is about to happen to your home. You're going to lose it.
Good.
Your home won't make it through it. You got 1 hour to grab 5 things you can't live without. or will be hard to replace? What are they?
I have 2 cats and a Krista. That's 3.
I don't think he's counting. Maybe the cats. I don't think he's counting living things.
Okay.
I don't know that I even would grab at this point.
I have one.
Like from the collectible standpoint,
yeah, I wouldn't.
It's not a priority.
I have a handmade book for our 2nd anniversary that Krista made that I still have. That's the only and a Valentine's Day card. So those are the only 2 from the first Valentine's Day we had. So those are the only 2 things I would grab. I think I'd let it all burn.
I would grab, my letter that my grandmother wrote me upon, for her passing. I have a photo album of like my wedding that I would grab. It's not much else. If I had to grab a collectible, you guys are not going to be very. I would probably grab the Jaina Solo figure.
You're not gonna grab my Darkness Snatcher and save it.
I would text you. I have an hour, so I would text you and I'd be like, "Hey man, is this super important to you? Because I can grab it."
An hour's a long fucking time. I know it really is.
I'd probably grab honestly, I'd grab my laptops.
It's on the cloud, bro. It's on the cloud.
I know. But,
to be responsible, actually, I should take all the ammunition out of it. But not necessarily the guns, but like I have a lot of fucking bullets. Bro, this neighborhood's getting lit up.
Yeah, that is a very good.
Thousands of rounds of fucking.
I didn't think about that. You're right on that. Probably need to get that stuff out of the house.
Yeah, there's just, bro.
That would be the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, I would grab.
That's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, maybe some food.
You guys are so realistic.
What if I just fucking sat in the house and wait?
A flashlight.
I think that might be like the way to go. Actually,
would you bring
to be fair, I would just sit in the house like I got an hour.
It depends. If it's a cataclysmic event for everybody, fine. But if it's like just my house, like no, I could live another day.
If it's like a meter,
doesn't need to be just me and shit to go.
Yeah. So would you grab your squatty potty?
You can buy another one of those, right?
No, I just probably squat and shit on the floor, bro.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think everything that I would grab would be irreplaceable shit, and all this shit can be replaced.
Right.
Like it's
true.
It's just things. But like my grandmother's letter, can't replace it. Photos that were taken at my wedding, I can't replace it. Like
you can only take 5 things. Each photo counts as 1, bro.
No, it's an album.
Okay. If you have it in an album,
it's in an album. Okay. It's in an album.
That's one item. You can't grab all that shit off the wall, bro.
Yeah. There's other photo albums I'd be fucking here throwing them into the fucking fire, like the lava coming into my house. I would be like, hey, look. So I took my grandmother's letter, and then I took my photo album from my wedding. There to save. I took these other 3 photo albums, and I'm just going to stand here and pitch them into the lava pit. So that's the 5 things I want to do.
It's a clean slate.
Yeah. All right, and then that was it. So shout out to the rest of the Cool Table. As far as I'm concerned, if you're listening to this, you're part of it. And shout out to Phil, who's here today. Thanks for joining us, Phil.
Thanks for letting me on.
And thanks for the work that you do behind the scenes. Shout out to Dante, who handles our Facebook. Shout out to Raul on Instagram, who what's today, Wednesday? I need to contact today. And shout out to Ricky Tiki Timber on the videos, which I need to post as soon as I get off here. And shout out to, is there somebody? I feel like I'm missing somebody. Maybe it was Phil.
Shout out to Evan. It's February.
Yeah. So real quick, so that episode hasn't released to the public yet.
Yeah. Is that going to be a Patreon exclusive or?
No. It hits,
it's a regular show.
Yeah, it hits tomorrow. But I did want to read some of the comments off of it.
How do you get comments already?
It went on Patreon.
Yeah.
Because it is I was like, I don't know, who knows how it's going to be received tomorrow. But here, let's see. Great conversation with Evan. I would love to see Evan on monthly.
We've been telling him that.
Yeah.
We know this.
Not to get too far into the woods, but to add, that was another point. One of the reasons I like your content is because you're not afraid to have hard conversations. What I learned is to become more conscious of the fact that we all are allowed our own perspective, and allows me to hold fast my notion of persons, not people. We may group people together at times, but each person is allowed to be an individual. It was actually refreshing. This is another person. It was actually refreshing to listen to a frank conversation devoid of any personal agenda, where you both discuss the points and perspectives in an open way. That's not the way things usually go in my experience.
That's how we've been doing it on the show.
Yeah. So shout out to him for coming on and having that conversation.
We'll see him next February.
Yeah, at least, hopefully sooner, but at least next February. And I think that's it. And with that,
Flappy Labius.
Velvet Vagina. It's been a while.
Tasty taint. Tight dick player.
It's been too long.